Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As it's rivalry week as the Idaho Steelheads are in town for a two-game series with the Utah Grizzlies. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the first of 14 season meetings between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads, and for my money, it's the best rivalry in the league. I know everybody in the league's always got a big rival, and for the Grizzlies, it's the Steelheads. You think about the last 8 playoff meetings between these clubs that Idaho has won, they've all come in overtime. A lot of thrilling games, and tonight should be no different. And obviously, with this being the first of 14 meetings between the clubs, both teams are trying to set the tone for how the season series will go this season. Well, Utah's 2-0 on this year as they swept the Tulsa Oilers in a two-game series last weekend at Maverik Center. Utah won 5-3 as Kyle Betts and Brandon Cutler each had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Trent Miner snapped 32 of 35 as Grizzlies are now over the 500 mark in regular season openers. Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain this year, had 1 assist and was a +3 in his Utah debut, and Michael Underwood had 1 assist in his pro debut. On Sunday, it was the Garrett Metcalf show. It was actually really a great goaltending duel by both teams' goaltenders. Metcalf had a 35-save shutout. Tulsa's Tomas Sukanik stopped 26 of 27. Brandon Cutler scored Utah's lone goal, 13-17, into the second period. Cutler has a goal in back-to-back games to start the regular year. Cole Gallant and Keone Teixeira each had an assist. Teixeira has a point in each of the first 2 games this season. Garrett Metcalf was named the league's goaltender of the week as he recorded the only shutout in the league last weekend. It's the second time that Metcalf has won the award. He won it in April of 2021, which was his first full month as a professional. Metcalf's been outstanding in a Grizzlies uniform. He's got a record of 16, 11, and 2 with a .908 save percentage and 2.98 goals against average. That's in 33 career games with the Grizzlies. Metcalf will get the start in net tonight for the Grizzlies against Dylan Wells, who will start for Idaho. Wells has 1 game of NHL experience. He played once last week, had a 5 goals against average and .821 save percentage as Idaho played 2 very high-scoring games against the Allen Americans last week. Idaho is 1-1 on the young season. When we come back, we'll preview the matchup a little bit more, break down both teams' starting lineups and the goaltending matchup. Garrett Metcalf against Dylan Wells. That's coming up on the Grizzlies pregame report. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down to Maverik Center as it's an AFCU Friday, where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. The crowd's still filing in here on a Friday night. Game 3 of a 7-game homestand and Game 1 of a 2-game series between the Grizzlies and Steelheads. Don't forget, tomorrow night's going to be a 7 o'clock start as well, as it's Hispanic Heritage Night here at Maverik Center as the Grizzlies take on the Steelheads, the best rivalry in the league. You know, think about Ohio State, Michigan, and college football, BYU and Utah locally. Well, this is our version of BYU and Utah. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. You want to be here at Maverik Center for all the action. These teams, as I mentioned before, will meet 14 times in the regular year, 7 times in each other's buildings, 7 here and 7 over at Idaho Central Arena. We'll talk some hockey on the other side and give you the starting lineups for both teams as we're in business on a Friday night. And you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-off will be in about 15 minutes from now here on Flow Sports and audio on YouTube, which is essentially our radio broadcast. We're going to have a good time here tonight. And there's been some hot players on both teams. For the Grizzlies, Brandon Cutler has a goal in back-to-back games to start the regular year. And I got a feeling if the Grizzlies going to have some success offensively against Idaho, Brandon Cutler's going to be in the middle of it. I'm really looking forward to that top forward line, which was the case this past weekend with Brandon Cutler, Cole Gallant and Jordan Martell, the Rooster. Now, remember, in the preseason series that the Grizzlies had against Idaho, where both teams won one game, Jordan Martell had 3 power play goals. So watch out for him, and in particular, watch out for him when the Grizzlies are on the power play. Kyle Mayhew's been a standout defenseman for the Grizzlies. He's got 1 goal and is a +4 for Utah through 2 games. Some new faces for the Steelheads this year that have looked pretty good offensively. Mark Rassel has 1 goal and 2 assists in his first 2 games in a Steelheads uniform. And also watch out for Keaton Mastrodonato. He's got 12 letters to his last name. Mastrodonato has 1 goal and 3 assists through 2 games this year. Idaho, as we mentioned, split a 2-game series against the Allen Americans, and the second of which was an 8-5 victory over Allen in Game 2 of the regular year. We mentioned these teams will meet 14 times this year in the regular season. Last time it was 18 meetings in the regular year. Utah went 4-14 against Idaho, but it was a very dramatic 6-game playoff series where Utah won the first 2 games on the road, and then Idaho won 4 straight overtime contests to win the first round series. And then Idaho went all the way to the Kelly Cup Finals. They won the Western Conference and lost in 4 games to the Florida Everblades. We mentioned the goaltending matchup tonight, Garrett Metcalf against Dylan Wells. And it's a pretty outstanding goaltending matchup. Wells was just signed to an ECHL contract last week. But last year, he appeared in 20 AHL games, 17 with Rockford and 3 with Texas. And he had a 9-7-1 record with a 4.16 goals against average and .872 save percentage. He actually has appeared in 1 NHL game. He actually made his NHL debut last season with the Chicago Blackhawks, where he saved 12 of 13 in 20 minutes of relief against Winnipeg on November 5th. He's appeared in 78 career ECHL games, and he's got an all-time record of 35, 33, and 5 with a 3.61 goals against average and .896 save percentage. So it'll be interesting to see Dylan Wells in net against Garrett Metcalf. It's always a fun one when the Grizzlies meet the Steelheads, and when we come back in 30 seconds, we'll give you the lineups for both teams. This is the Grizzlies Radio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Here's the starting lineup for both teams. First for the visiting Idaho Steelheads, who are led by the 2022-23 ECHL Coach of the Year, Everett Sheen. His assistant is Keenan Kelly. In net, we mentioned Dylan Wells. 1 game. He's got a 1-0 record with a 5.00 goals against average and .821 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing, Matt Register, who was the defensive MVP in 3 ice this past summer. Possible future Hall of Famer in this league. He'll be paired up with Seamus Donahue, who's wearing number 24. Donahue is pretty physical in that preseason series against the Grizzlies. He's got 1 assist in 2 games. Idaho rolling with 6 defensemen tonight. We'll also see Patrick Kudla and Cody Haskinen paired up, as well as Nick Canati and Cooper Jones. 11 forwards for the Steelheads. Their starters, the captain A.J. White, who's got 2 assists in 2 games. He is a longtime Steelhead. I think it's his 6th year with the club. Remember, he was with the Grizzlies the year that Idaho didn't play in the 2020-21 campaign where he had 40 points. Keaton Mastrodonato is wearing number 8. First game that he's played against the Grizzlies, 6 feet, 205 pounds. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 2 games. He was one of Idaho's best players last week in the Allen series. And Colton Keller, who always seems to be a good 2-way threat against the Grizzlies. And also watch out for him if he drops the gloves. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. The starting forwards are White, Mastrodonato, and Colton Keller. The other forwards for Idaho include Mark Rassel, along with Ty Pelton, Bice, and Wade Murphy. That's the top forward line for Idaho tonight. We'll see Willie Neerum, Jack Becker, and Zane Franklin. That's a pretty dangerous 2-way third forward line for Idaho. They've got size, they've got physical play, and we've got some guys who can score some clutch goals. That's going to be an interesting forward line for Idaho tonight. You'll also see the Idaho debut for Francisco Arcuri, A-R-C-U-R-I. He was just sent to the Steelheads from the AHL's Texas Stars. He's only 20 years old, and he's got an AHL deal. He is 6'1" and 200 pounds. And Giannis Svanenbergs, number 72, will be in there as well. He's appeared in one game of the two last week. He's 6'3" and 190 pounds, and he scored quite a few goals against the Grizzlies last year. Now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, led by acting head coach Christian Horn. Ryan Kanasowicz is back at home with a family emergency back home in Canada. And so Kanasowicz is not here, and Christian Horn is acting as head coach. I think Corey Thomas will also be on the Grizzlies bench tonight. Starting in net is Garrett Metcalf, who will be making his second appearance. He's the shutout king so far this year. One shutout, stopping all 35 shots against Tulsa. He's the reigning league goaltender of the week. The backup goaltender is Trent Miner, the Grizzlies' all-time shutout king with 10. Dante Giannuzzi is the third goalie tonight. Starting defensive pairing, Gianni Fairbrother, who's got an NHL entry-level deal with the Colorado Avalanche. He is 6 feet, 204 pounds. He'll be wearing number 3. He'll be paired up with the Michigan State product, Michael Underwood, who had 1 assist, which came last Saturday in his pro debut against Tulsa. He is a big guy at 6'1", 198 pounds, good skater, and I'm interested in seeing that defensive pairing once again here tonight. Starting defenseman, once again, Fairbrother and Michael Underwood. Grizzlies are going with 10 forwards and 7D tonight. We'll also see the Grizzlies captain Josh Wesley in his third appearance in a Grizzlies uniform. He's got a +3 rating this year. Keone Teixeira has 1 goal and 1 assist. He has a point in back-to-back games. He'll be wearing number 74. Grizzlies will also have Cade Jensen in there. He'll bring a physical presence at 6'3" and 218 pounds. And Kyle Mayhew, who's been about as impressive as any Grizzlies defenseman. He'll be wearing number 6. He's a +4 and has 1 goal in 2 games. And the Colorado College captain last year, Brian Yoon, will be wearing number 4. He is 5'11" and 178 pounds. So starting defensive pairing once again is Fairbrother and Underwood, but we will also see Yoon, Mayhew, as well as Josh Wesley, Cade Jensen, and Keone Teixeira. The defensemen who are scratches tonight, Jordan Stone, Jacob Semick, and Corey Thomas. Thomas will be on the bench acting as an assistant coach. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Ryan Sandelin, who's wearing number 14, 6 feet, 195 pounds. He's got 1 assist in 2 games. Cole Gallant, number 25. He's 5'10" and 191 pounds. His first full year as a pro. He spent the end of last season with the Trois Rivières Lions and had 2 goals in 7 games. He played his college hockey at Western Michigan University. Kyle Betts is wearing number 61. Watch out for him on the face-off circle. He is 6'1", 187 pounds. He has 1 goal and 1 assist through 2 games. So starting forwards once again are Sandelin, Gallant, and Betts. We will also see Dean Yakur, the former Steelhead, who appeared in 5 games with Idaho in the 2010-2011 season. Mick Messner will wear number 10. He's been impressive so far this year. We will also see Jared Power making his second appearance this year. The Grizzlies Ironman Tyler Penner is in the lineup. Another Ironman is not. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Nathan Burke wearing number 24 is in there. He scored Utah's first goal of the season last Saturday against Tulsa. The Rooster, Jordan Martell, had 3 power play goals in the preseason. He was about a point a game last year with Utah. And Brandon Cutler, who's got a goal in back-to-back games to start the regular season. Among the scratches for the first time in a Grizzlies uniform, Dylan Fitz is not in there. Fitz had appeared in every game for the Grizzlies since he was acquired in a trade for Brian Bowen. As Fitz, the former Orlando Solarberry, came over in a trade late March of 2022, and he'd appeared in every game, including all 72 last season. Fitz is out of the lineup tonight for the first time since joining the Grizzlies. He has 1 assist in 2 games. Dakota Raby also out for the 3rd straight game. And Cody Cron also out. Cron is in town, and hopefully he'll make his Grizzlies debut here in the next couple weeks. I saw him in person earlier today. He's listed at 6'2" and 200 pounds and looks every bit of it. Looks like he's going to be a physical force for the Grizzlies once he joins the lineup. Grizzlies being introduced to the Maverik Center crowd, as the Grizzlies tonight are wearing the white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim. As Metcalf gets a big hand, the Salt Lake City native, who was the ECHL goaltender of the week. He had the only shutout in the league last weekend. Johnny Fairbrother introduced the Maverik Center crowd. He skates towards the blue line. He'll be paired up tonight with Michael Underwood. Underwood, who was number 24 to start training camp, started his college career at Clarkson University and then transferred to Michigan State last year. And they're obviously, we mentioned the forwards before, Ryan Sandelin, Cole Gallant, and Kyle Betts. Idaho is wearing a black jersey tonight with white numbers. Looks like either silver or gray on the shoulders. I can't really tell. It's one or the other. And looks like kind of gray socks. Bottom of the jersey, it looks like it's that silverish gray look as well. It's hard to say. Some people call it silver, some people call it gray, but it's certainly a sharp look. We're going to have a couple songs here. We have a microphone, a headset that picks up a little bit more sound than the one I'm wearing. We'll see if we can pick it up as well. I think we got God Bless America and the national anthem coming up here on a Friday night at Maverik Center as the crowd is still filing in. And don't forget to get your tickets for tomorrow night's game. And that's going to be Hispanic Heritage Night. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com or call 801-988-8000. Tonight is an AFC Friday where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Looks like we'll pause and we'll sing a couple songs. We'll see if we can pick up the volume on this microphone. And it looks like we got God Bless America first here on a Friday night at Maverik Center. Well, that's God Bless America here on a Friday night at Maverik Center. I have no clue, how loud the mic was there to pick it up. It looks like they're moving the mic from the far circle over to the near circle in the zone the Grizzlies are defending in the first period. It looks like we got our national anthem with a pretty big choir here on a Friday night at Maverik Center. First of a two-game series. Grizzlies 2-0 to start the regular season. Idaho 1-1. Here's our national anthem.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line tonight as it's rivalry weekend here at Maverik Center between the Grizzlies and the Idaho Steelheads. Got a good goaltending matchup. Garrett Metcalf, the reigning league goaltender of the week. He'll be in there. He had a 35-save shutout this past Sunday against Tulsa. And for the Idaho Steelheads, wearing number 35 is Dylan Wells, who's got an ECHL contract. He was just signed by Idaho last week. He played in 20 games of the AHL last year. Two referees and two linesmen. The two referees are Rocco Stakoviak and Jordan Watt. The linesmen are Andrew Collins and James McKenna. Kyle Betts will take the draw for Utah against Idaho's captain, A.J. White. Starting forwards, Gallant, Betts, and Ryan Sandelin. Starting defensive pairing is Underwood and Fairbrother. A.J. White will take the draw for Idaho. He's out there along with Mastro Donato and Colton Keller. The defensive pairing is Matt Register and Seamus Donahue. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114. Idaho from our left to our right. Crowd still filing in here on a Friday night as the referee drops a puck. Betts wins the face-off from we're underway as Fairbrother across to Underwood, who chips out to center ice for Betts. He couldn't reach it. Donahue chases after it, and we get our first whistle, and it's an icing 9 seconds into the game. Or make that 11 seconds into the game as action will end up towards Garrett Metcalf. Betts won that face-off cleanly. He won some big face-offs for the Grizzlies on Sunday in the 1-0 victory against Tulsa. Betts crouches down. So does A.J. White to take the draw from one of the linesmen. Puck is won by Idaho as they throw it up top for Donahue. Lefty's shot goes wide. Metcalf kicks it to the near corner as Donahue had a good look from the high slot and just missed it. Up ahead to Betts. It glances off of his skate to Sandelin, who dumps it in as Nathan Burke chases after it. Burke slides it to the near corner. They try to center it out in front to Betts, but getting a stick in the way was Mastro Donato. As Underwood skates back into his own zone, right wing pass towards Burke. He chips it. So no icing. Both teams will make a line change for the first time tonight. Neither team's taken a shot yet. Idaho moves it out towards the far side, center ice. Moving it is Gallant as Cutler gets it left wing. Chips it towards, it goes past Gallant. Now right side, Wesley with a blast and a shoulder-high save by Dylan Wells. Wesley looked to center it to Cutler, and it's picked off by Ty Pelton Bice for Idaho, who moves it to the right side for Wade Murphy, who couldn't handle it. Mayhew across to Wesley on the far side. He gets to the Utah blue line. Now neutralized. Right wing chip to Martell, who flies it in as Grizzlies make another line change. 1:15 into the contest, still no score. No one's taken a shot yet, or actually there was a shot taken by Utah that Wells made the shoulder-high save on. Grizzlies get it to center ice. It's picked off as Idaho skates over Jack Becker towards the right circle. Righty shot. Glove saved by Metcalf. And he holds on. Jack Becker was the captain at the University of Michigan in his senior year back in the 2020-21 season. The shot would have gone wide had Metcalf not made the save, so I'm not sure if they're going to officially credit him with the shot or not. Zane Franklin talking things over with Willie Nierum and Jack Becker as we're just underway, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Friday with us. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Ironman, will take the draw. It's won by Idaho. They're in the attack zone as Nick Canati, right point, throws it towards the backboard for Becker. He gets pushed by Teixeira wearing an A on his sweater. Nick Canati, right side, lefty shot, kick saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes out to Idaho as Nierum tried to slide it towards the net, and it hits off a Yoon. As Zane Franklin, left side, gets it to Becker. Becker dances around, fires towards net, and it ricochets off the end boards and goes wide as Penner throws it from one corner to the other for Teixeira, near side. Trying to get to Messner along the near boards. He's challenged by Cooper Jones as Penner threw it back to Messner. It goes past him deeper in the Grizzly zone. Idaho makes a line change 2 minutes in. Still no score. Both teams have taken one shot. Yoon to Messner as he gets hit as he was carrying over to neutralize. Messner still with it. He's got around Keller. Grizzlies skate in, but they're offside. 17:49 left in the first. Still early on, but we've had a few whistles here in the first 2 minutes of play. First road game for Idaho this year. Boy, they were an outstanding team on the road. I think if I remember right, they won 25 games on the road last season. Grizzlies in the third of a 7-game homestand to start the regular year. Idaho wins the draw as Patrick Cutler throws to center ice, and Svanenbergs dumps it in near corner as it rolls to Metcalf behind the net. He chips it back to the near side. Now Colton Keller behind the goal line fires a shot saved by Metcalf. I don't know how Keller was able to get that on net from behind the goal line, but he did. Sandlin to neutralize, gets to center, gets around Keller. Sandlin with good speed. Left wing, righty shot, saved by Wells, who covers up as it hit about waist high, and Wells just holds on as we get a whistle with 17:23 left in the first. Utah is now taking their second shot. As Cade Jensen talking things over, he's the 7th defenseman tonight as Utah rolling with 10 forwards and 7 D. Odds not see Dylan Fitz out there for the first time since he joined the Grizzlies in March of 2022. Cutler will take the draw against Svanenbergs. Action in the Steelhead zone near circle. As waiting for the linesman to drop the puck here. Crowd still filing in here as Utah wins the draw. As Martell skates towards the near corner. Donahue challenging. Now near goal line. Wells throws it back to Martell. Left side. Righty shot goes wide. As the puck glides along the far wing boards. Underwood around to Cutler behind the net. He overskates it. As Donahue will chip it to the near side for Colton Keller, who backhands it out to neutralize. The only guy there is Underwood, who got it at the Utah blue line. Across to Jensen, near side. As both teams spread the ice, Jensen fanned on a pass, but eventually got to Underwood. Now to center ice for Cutler, who chips it in. As cutting off of the far goal line is Dylan Wells. He'll give it to Register, who was the MVP of 3 Ice, the defensive MVP last year. He played for the champions, the Larry Murphy team. As Cutler over to Martell is challenged by Register. Register fed it out in front to Gallant, but Idaho got a stick in the way. Steelheads clear it out to center. As Mayhew over to Cutler, left side. He chips it across, but picked off by the active stick of Mark Rassel. Ed Mastrodonato gets it, left wing. He drops it off as A.J. White, left circle, lefty shot, saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes to the near side as Rassel collides with Cutler. Idaho spins it back along the far wing boards. A.J. White gets it, fires towards the net. Now got redirected by a stick and goes wide. Right wing shot goes wide. That one was taken by Cooper Jones, number 21, who had an impressive preseason for the Steelheads and made the club. Canati skates towards the right circle. Backhand shot. Saved by Metcalf again. Rebound to Mayhew. He gets over to Cutler, far circle, and he'll ice the puck as Idaho chases over, and we get a whistle. 15:56 left in the first. Idaho very active there over the last minute, but Garrett Metcalf continues to impress. Utah won the first preseason game against Idaho since October of 2018. It was a 6-0 Grizzlies victory where Metcalf had a 39-save shutout. Grizzlies got goals from 6 different skaters, and then Idaho responded with a 7-4 victory on October 14th at Idaho Central Arena. Draw one by Idaho. Nick Canati, high slot, lefty blast, saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes to the far side. Bice gets double-teamed by the Grizzlies. Utah takes a puck. As Grizz carry it out to center ice, McMessner on one knee. Gets dragged down by Bice, no call. Fans voice their displeasure as Idaho gets to neutralize. Bice couldn't get the bouncing puck. Pennard bounces it back in. Wells wants icing, and it's not called as Canati behind Idaho's net. Still had skating from left to right here in the first period. 4.5 minutes in, no score. Idaho's taken 4 shots. Utah's taken 2. As Haskinen, diagonal pass to center ice, is taken by the newest member of the Steelheads, Francisco Arcuri, wearing number 13 last year. Number 13 was Casey Johnson, a defenseman. As Sandlin couldn't get the puck, and it goes to center ice. As Idaho back in their own end spread the ice as Haskinen moves ahead to Patrick Cutler, number 47, who wraps it around the boards. Far wing, Niram kicks to the corner. Yoon gets blasted by Franklin. That's a very physical forward line for Idaho as they get it across left side. Haskinen skates towards the circle. Righty shot. Saved by Metcalf, who holds on as we get another whistle with 14:53 left in the first. Grizzlies got to match the physical nature of that third forward line, which is Willie Niram, Jack Becker, and Zane Franklin. Niram goes 6'4", 225 pounds. Becker 6'4", 215. And Franklin's only listed at 5'9", 200, but he plays a physical brand of hockey as well. Draw on the far circle. Kyle Betts will take it, and it's won by Utah. Exchanges hands a couple times. Idaho takes it. Franklin throws up top. Now right side. Cutler with a blast. Kick saved by Metcalf. As they try to get over to Niram, and it's picked off by Utah. Grizz skate from right to left. Jensen outlet pass to Burke. It bounces off of him and glides towards Wells, who gets it in the crease and keeps action alive as he'll throw it to Haskinen. Haskinen over to Cutler in the near circle as Idaho will outlet it to center ice. Bouncing puck corralled by Becker. Skates towards the left circle. Take a righty shot. He scores. In a play that looked similar to how the Grizzlies season ended last year, Jack Becker fires away, and he scores Idaho's first goal. It's the first goal allowed by Metcalf this year. And with 14:24 left in the first, the Steelheads have drawn first blood. That's Becker's second goal of the season as he just kind of skated to the left circle casually. He just fired away a quick-looking shot. Becker, as you mentioned, the former captain at the University of Michigan, which is a highly respected college program. And he had Fairbrother in front of him, and it was just a blast. Not much that Metcalf could have done about it. 1-0 Steelheads. Face off at center ice is won by Idaho as Donahue gets to center ice, and he'll tap it off the glass. It ricochets off the Maverik sign behind Metcalf's net as Wesley lifts it to center ice, and the puck kind of skips towards Dylan Wells, who watched it cross the goal line for an icing call with 14:09 left in the first. Patrick Kudla with an assist on the Becker goal. Well, let's see if somebody else gets an assist. Haskinen will also get an assist on the Becker goal. Time of goal 5:36 into the first. Idaho wins the draw. Left side register with a blast that goes wide as Idaho throws it to A.J. White, who gets pushed in the right corner by Martel. Mastro Donato gets it. Now to White. White, who's behind Utah's net. White wraparound shot saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes to Cutler. Brandon Cutler skates along the left wing with speed. He crosses center ice 3-on-3. He'll throw it to the left circle. Wesley tries to feed it out in front and couldn't be connected by Cole Gallant. Good defensive work by the Steelheads. As Register gets the center ice, he'll throw it behind Kyle Mayhew and dump it in. Wesley collides with Register. Big-time physical play between two tall players as Register gets back to his feet as he got knocked down by Wesley. Grizzlies skate towards the right circle. Martel with a shot that goes wide. Bounced off of Wells, I think, and then ricocheted out of play. 13:27 left in the first. Idaho leads 1-0 on Jack Becker's second of the year. Time of goal 5:36 in. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Idaho leads 1-0 as Jack Becker scored 5:36 in as he scored from the left circle past Metcalf. As the draw won by Idaho, they skate from left to right here in the first period as Cooper Jones ricochets it off the near boards for Murphy. Diagonal pass to Ty Pelton. Bice connects. Mark Rassel in the area, and he'll wrap it around the wall. Murphy behind Utah's goal line, chips it out in front. It bounced off the Metcalf. Grizzlies come back the other way. Teixeira crosses center ice, left wing. He enters the zone. Across towards Jared Power, and good defensive play by Rassel, diving in front to deflect the puck. As Bice will start the attack. 4-on-2. Idaho crosses center ice. Jones over to Murphy. Murphy skates towards the right circle, centering pass out in front. Shot goes wide. Boy, Bice had a good look there, but just didn't connect. As Mark Rassel, the former Fort Wayne Comet, throws to Bice, who gets to the right circle for Murphy. Righty shot saved by Metcalf, and Garrett holds on as we get a stoppage of play with 12:47 left in the first as both teams make a line change here early on in the first of this two-game weekend set. Grizzlies actually have a bye week next week. It's kind of odd to see the Grizzlies off for about 10 days before the Wichita Thunder come to town November 8th, 10th, and 11th. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. Svanenbergs will take the draw, but it's Kyle Betts that wins it for Utah. Betts been outstanding in the faceoff circle so far this year. Right wing pass to Sandlin. He crosses center ice. Now across the zone. Sandlin looked to feed it out in front to Burkett. Tapped off an Idaho skate. Fairbrother left point falls down. Franklin gets the puck 2-on-1. Franklin gets challenged by Underwood. Centering pass out in front. Great defensive play by Kyle Betts to pick off the centering pass. Up ahead to the left wing. Burke gets poked away at the Idaho blue line. Kudla takes the puck as he skates towards his own corner. Now ahead to Franklin and neutral ice, sporting a beard. Across, pass towards Arcuria, is taken away by Gallant. Now Kyle Betts skates in. High slot, lefty shot is blocked by the stick of Donahue. Donahue stick breaks. He keeps playing without a stick. Now Spanenberg's near corner has the puck as Donahue now gets a stick from the Beast. Chris Bestel has been around since the franchise has been around for Idaho, which has been a long time. Mayhew at neutral ice, crosses center, skates down the middle. Mayhew enters. He tried to chip it out in front to Cutler. Cutler couldn't get it. It could have been played with a high stick if he did. As Donahue with his new stick will move it ahead to White. White gets it. He skates towards the right circle, trying to get around Wesley. Good defensive play by Wesley. As White feeds it up top for Donahue. Skates towards his left. High slot, lefty shot is blocked by Gallant, who gets the puck. Right wing chip to Cutler. Cutler skates across the line and stops at the right point. Waits for everybody else to enter. As Cutler just dumps in and gets off the ice at the end of his shift. Register out to center ice looking for Becker. He couldn't get it as Yoon moves it ahead. But it's Willie Nerum that takes it. Left side, Nerum throws to the corner, but it didn't get all the way there. Messner ahead to Penner, who throws to the center ice logo. Register takes it. He slides it to the far side as Idaho moves it for A.J. White. Tapped off his stick at center ice and glides towards Metcalf, who moves it to Teixeira. Martel across to Yoon, who gets to center ice, and he'll wrap it around the boards. Wells looks on as it goes to the far corner. Kanadi loses it as Grizzlies slide it to the left point. Yoon over to Penner. Penner near the wall. Righty shot goes wide as he was along the near side. Idaho gets it. Colton Keller carries it out to center ice. Now to Becker, who dumps it in. Idaho makes a change. They get new forwards as Yoon throws it ahead. Yoon got blasted by Colton Keller as got chipped, no icing. Idaho chases after it. Kanadi at the near side of his goal line. Kanadi skates around his net. Throws to Bice, who gets the center ice, right wing. Bice skates towards the circle. Now he looked to feed it out in front to Keller. Keller skates to the corner to get it. As he chips it from one corner to the other. Now it's on the near side as Bice gets challenged by Cade Jensen. As Bice goes down, Grizzlies ahead as they enter the zone. Delayed offside. Cutler touches it up, and we get a whistle. 10:05 left in the first period, so we're halfway through the first. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there, especially on a night like today, and so we appreciate each and every one who decide to tune in tonight, both on Flow Sports and audio coverage on the Grizzlies YouTube channel. Face-off near the Idaho bench. Ty Pelton Bice will take it for Idaho, as looks like there's a problem with Dylan Wells' net, and they're going to work on it. It looks like they're having a tough time with the peg there. And so Adam Johnson will walk on the ice, and looks like he's got a drill, and he's going to work on the ice here at Maverik Center. You talk about the great rivalries in sports. I know I get excited every time the Grizzlies face the Steelheads. It always seems like every regular season, you think about those big games, those big moments. Seems like you end up remembering the ones against rivals like Idaho and Rapid City more than anything else. Marty comes out there to check on the ice. It looks like it's back in place. Good job by Adam Johnson, as faceoff is going to be near the Idaho bench. Corey Thomas is in a suit on the Grizzlies bench, and Christian Horn acting as head coach for the weekend. Colin Lee with a towel. Grizzlies in the white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim. Idaho in a black jersey with white numbers and either silver or gray on the shoulders. I can never tell the difference between silver and gray. Idaho wins the draw as Cuddle over to Heiskanen, moves it ahead to Murphy, who gets around Cade Jensen. Murphy dumps it in. Metcalf to the near goal line, chips it to the right side. As Rassel keeps it in, he'll throw it to Murphy, who feeds out in front to Bice. He'll take a lefty shot, saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes back to Murphy, who slides it up top for Heiskanen. Now across to Cudla. Cudla left side, just outside the circle. Gets to the right side for Rassel. Metcalf's down. Rassel shoots and scores over Metcalf, as it's now a 2-0 game. Looked like the Grizzlies just didn't account for Mark Rassel on the right side. He got it. Made a move on Metcalf. Metcalf fell down, and Rassel just fired the shot over him. Cudla with the primary assist, and Rassel was just all alone. It was, unfortunately, from the Grizzlies' perspective, it was like that second preseason game where there was just guys that were unattended for. Idaho leads 2-0, as they have outshot the Grizzlies 10-3 here so far in the first period. Betts will take the draw against Becker, and the Grizzlies need to find a way to change momentum in this game. As Betts wins the draw, gets over to Kyle Mayhew, across to Josh Wesley, who slides to center ice, tapped off a Betts stick, and flies towards Wells. Wells covers up as Betts skated towards him and stopped just in front of the crease. Rassel with the goal, Cudla and Heiskanen with the assist. Time of goal 10-19 into the first. We've been skating 5-on-5 this entire time. Haven't had a penalty yet. I'm pretty sure that will change here in a few minutes. Grizzlies played pretty disciplined through the first two games in that Tulsa series last week. As the draw this time won by Idaho. Good job by Jack Becker in the circle as Donahue glides in the corner. Physical play by Nathan Burke as Idaho takes it away from Sandlin. Good back check as the Steelheads get to center ice. Register dumps it in as it glides along the boards. Metcalf tried to cut it off. It glanced off his stick. Franklin centering pass shot saved by Metcalf. Boy, Nierum was out in front, but Metcalf made the save. Otherwise, it would have been 3-0. Wesley to neutralize. Ahead to Sandlin, who tried to drop it off for Betts, but Betts got occupied by Donahue. As Idaho crosses center ice, Becker gains the line, drops off for Franklin, back to Becker. Near goal line, sharp angled shot saved by Metcalf. Rebound shot saved by Metcalf. That one was taken by Nierum. As Mick Messner, Wisconsin and Maryhurst product, gets the center ice left wing, and he drives it along the boards. Cut off by Wells. Grizzlies literally kick it to the corner. Now back to Yoon, right point. Across the Teixeira, left side. Lefty shot. I got redirected and goes wide as it glides towards the far corner. Penner chips up top for Yoon. Yoon back to Penner as Penner in the right point. Slides along the wall. Cut off by Cooper Jones behind Idaho's net. As Franklin over to Teixeira. Dean Yakura up top for Yoon. Right side. Trying to get it back to Messner in the slot. Goes past him and slides towards the near side. Along the boards, Becker gets to center ice. He gets cut off by Messner. Good defensive play by Messner taking the body. As Penner dumps in, hit a stanchion and goes from the near side all the way to the far. Took a Utah hop as both teams make a line change. About 8 minutes left in the first period. Steelheads lead 2-0 on goals from Jack Becker and Mark Rassel. As Cooper Jones moves it ahead after standing behind his net for about 10 seconds, it chips off a skate. Grizzlies 2-on-2. Gallant neutralized, tried to dump it in. It bounced off of Jones. Carrying over to the left side. And now across to Martell. Shot, score! The Rooster gets his first of the year. And the Grizzlies get on the board with 7:41 left in the first. The Grizzlies head to the right side. Martell is all alone on the left. Wells was out of position. And Martell didn't get much on the one-timer. Looked like a bit of a change-up. But the Grizzlies get on the board with 7:41 left in the first. For the first time tonight, Grizzlies fans have something to cheer about. Cutler was on the right side, fed it across. I think it bounced off the stick of Fairbrother, which would give Fairbrother an assist. But Martell gets the goal, 2-1 Idaho, but the Grizzlies get some momentum. Utah wins the draw. Wesley, blue line to blue line, pass to Sandlin, who taps it in. As Cutler behind his net. As he gets pushed by Nathan Burke. Betts joins the play. Betts out in front to Sandlin. Shot saved by Wells. Rebound goes to the far corner. Grizzlies in the attack zone as Josh Wesley gets hit. They'll throw it to Burke. Burke bounces it off a Steelhead and it goes out to neutralize. Mayhew will fly it into the right corner as Mayhew gets hit by Mark Rassel. As Fairbrother is going to get an assist as he redirected it from the pass from Cutler onto Martell. Idaho ices the puck, but no call. As Gallant, far corner, deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from right to left. As Cutler ahead towards Martell, goes past him and ricochets off the far boards. Grizzlies make a line change as Register will skate behind his own net. Less than 7 minutes left in the first period. Idaho 2, Utah 1. As Register tips it out to center ice, picked off by Yoon, who skates towards the near side. Now Yoon left wing enters the zone. He avoids a check of White as Rassel ahead towards White, who couldn't get the bouncing puck. As Cutler at the Utah blue line, back to Teixeira. As Grizz throw it to center ice. As Martell enters the zone, centers the Teixeira. Lefty shot saved by Wells. As Grizzlies are over to the left side, centered it to Teixeira about halfway from the blue line to goal line. Teixeira had a good look, but Wells makes the save. 6:27 left in the first. Idaho leads 2-1. Martell's goal was scored 12-19 in, with Cutler and Fairbrother getting the assists. And for Fairbrother, that's his first point in a Grizzlies uniform. Cutler extends his point-scoring streak to 3 games. Obviously, it's the third game of the season for Utah, and Martell gets his first goal. Idaho wins the draw. Canadi, far side, moves it to the Idaho blue line. Now Pelton Bice couldn't reach it at center ice as Messner, left side, lifts it in and somehow stays in play as it taps off the end glass. Bice, far side, in the corner, gets pushed by Penner. Penner sporting a beard, gets double teamed as Canadi skates over there. Messner joins the play, so is Yakura also sporting a beard as Penner up top for Teixeira. Lefty shot goes wide as Wade Murphy was chasing towards Teixeira on the shot. Messner gets pushed by Bice. Messner skates towards the right point, fires a lefty shot that's blocked by his own guy, Yakura. Now right wing Teixeira, shot saved by Wells. Idaho feeds out to center ice. Mastrodonato has a tap off his stick. He skates towards the right circle. Righty shot goes wide as Jensen was chasing after Mastrodonato. As Sandelin lifts it to the Idaho blue line. Register gets it. Grizzlies make a full line change. 5.5 minutes left in the first period. 2-1 Idaho. Head to Franklin, center ice. Diagonal pass towards Niram. He couldn't get it. Fairbrother gathers it, but overskates the puck. We get a whistle, and it looked like the Grizzlies were offside as Fairbrother overskated the puck near the Idaho blue line. 5:23 left in the first. Idaho 2, Utah 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
5:23 left in the first period. Idaho scored the first 2 goals tonight. Jack Becker, 5:36 in, and then Mark Rassel made it 2-0 as he scored from the right side. 10:19 in. Grizzlies got on the board 12:19 in as Martell on a one-timer. He didn't get all the one-timer. It was a bit of a change-up past Dylan Wells, but Wells was so far off balance. It was almost an empty net that Martell was shooting in with Cutler and Fairbrother getting the assists. We've been skating 5-on-5 this entire time as it draws near the Idaho bench. It's a bit of a late arriving crowd here at Maverik Center on a Friday night. Saturday morning, you're going to be at college game day over downtown near the Utah football stadium as Utah wins the draw. Cade Jensen, center ice, takes a shot and it bounced off a Wells glove and glides towards the far corner. Idaho starts the attack as Becker taps off the far side as Betts gets back checked by Franklin and pushed down. Idaho near him, lefty shot or righty shot, backhand shot saved by Metcalf. 5:04 left in the first. Boy, they're just at neutral ice. Franklin hit Betts in the back. Betts went down, and Idaho just about started their attack because of that. One of those that could have been called and wasn't, as Franklin pushed Betts in the back. Then that's where Idaho took the puck with Donahue. The play, and really the scoring chance for Idaho got started because of that push, but considered legal by the 2 referees tonight. Draw one by Idaho. They're in the attack zone. Near him, left wing, righty shot is blocked by Cole Gallant. As Cudlip gets out in front, Gallant takes it away. They'll throw a left wing pass to Cutler, who skates down the middle. Cutler across center ice, trying to chip it ahead to Martell. Picked off by Niram, who's been active so far. Niram gets the center ice 2-on-3. He veers off to the left, stops in the left point. Now cross off the near boards. Franklin gets it instead of Martell. As Franklin around the wall. Niram, left side, skates towards the corner. Niram fanned on a pass out in front to Spangenbergs. Puck plays Plinko as Cutler lifts it towards Wells. Now the puck's outside. Both teams make a line change as Idaho gathers it deep in their own zone. 4:22 and counting left in the first. 2-1 Idaho. Steelheads with a 14-8 shot edge here. A lot of shots taken here in the first 20 minutes. Cudla out to center ice. He wraps it around the wall. Metcalf has it tap off his stick. Spangenbergs will roll it around. Left point cut off by Kanadi. Idaho in the offensive zone as Cooper Jones, right side, righty shot, saved by Metcalf in the butterfly position. As Yoon skates behind Metcalf's net, and he tries to get around from Arcuri. Francisco Arcuri in his Steelheads debut, 20 years old, was just sent to the Steelheads from their AHL affiliate. He's got an AHL contract. Ahead to Keller, tapped off his stick, goes in the Grizzlies zone, near side, Brian Yoon. Diagonal pass to Penner, across off the boards. Yakura gets it, left wing center ice, he dumps it in. Grizzlies make another line change. Looks like they're keeping their shifts pretty short here in the first period, especially among the forwards. Murphy, right wing, big time hit by Fairbrother as Murphy loses the puck. Underwood gets it. He'll skate behind Utah's net. He'll throw it along the far wing boards. Bouncing puck corralled by Utah as Kyle Betts gets taken away as he was entering the offensive zone. Pass to center ice. Fairbrother gets it as Idaho was intending one for Murphy. Near wing pass or far wing pass off the boards. Idaho gets it with Register. He'll tap it off the wall for Rassel. Now to center ice, Underwood dumps it back in as Underwood gets pushed by Register. About 3 minutes left in the first period, still 2-1 Idaho. as Seamus Donahue behind his net as he'll start the attack. He skates down the middle. Donahue will now veer off into the far circle as Grizzlies will change up defenseman. Ahead to Bice, right wing pass to Murphy, who enters the zone and throws it to the far corner. Mayhew chases after it. He collides with Bice. Idaho tries to feed it out in front. Rassel's pass goes wide. Register, right point. Around as Bice gets hit by Mayhew. Now towards Mastrodonato, and his shot goes wide. Mastrodonato wearing number 8 as Cutler kicks it to Martel. Martel enters the zone, trying to get it back to Cutler, but Martel keeps it. He skates towards his route. Take a righty shot. Saved by Wells. Cutler left side, fires towards the net, and tapped by his own guy as Gallant throws to the near circle. Cutler couldn't get it as Mastrodonato does. 1-on-2. He's got good speed. He skates towards the right side around Mayhew. Mastrodonato feeds out in front and tapped off of Wesley's stick as Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, with a left wing pass to Martel out of the zone. The Rooster across the center ice now, backing out to Teixeira at the end of his shift as Martel comes off. Wesley left wing, he crosses the center ice. Less than 2 minutes left in the period. Wesley lightly dumps it in as he'll come off the ice. As Patrick Cudla behind his net. Idaho with 6 defensemen tonight. Grizzlies rolling with 7. As Steelheads cross center ice, A.J. White will backhand it to the left corner. It ricochets off the end boards near the Nothing But Cakes sign. Boy, Nothing But Cakes would sound pretty good right now. Grizzlies dump it in. Kanati chases after. He gets there before Penner as Idaho feeds it across off the near boards for Jones. Back to Kanati in the far corner deep in the Steelhead zone as they'll move it ahead to Nearham. As they get it to center ice, White couldn't handle it. Jared Power at the Utah blue line ahead to Messner. Gets the center ice. He dumps it in as Grizzlies will change up defensemen. 1:15 and counting left in the first. Still 2-1 Idaho. As deep in the Steelhead zone, Cooper Jones gets it. He was one of Idaho's best defensemen in the preseason. Ahead to Becker, who scored Idaho's first goal. Donahue to Nearham. He lets it go past him. Did he get a piece of it? Looks like icing's waved off. 1 minute left in the first period as Nearham up top for Donahue, right point, back towards Nearham. He couldn't reach it as it glides along towards the far side as Wade Murphy taps off a Grizzly skate, and that's Underwood as Underwood gets it behind Metcalf's net. 43 seconds and counting left in the first. They throw it to the far side for Brett Fairbrother. Across to Betts, who crosses center ice. Betts enters the zone, drops it off for Burke. Burke with a lefty shot that bounced off of Betts and a little bit of Donahue. Idaho clears it out. Fairbrother chases after it. Less than half a minute left in the first period as Fairbrother behind Metcalf's net will outlet it to center ice for Burke. It tapped off his stick, delayed offside. Cutler touches it, and we get a whistle with 20.5 seconds left in the first. First intermission, we'll go over some scores from around the league, as well as give you an update on Game 1 of the World Series. And we'll also go over some NHL scores as well, and we'll recap the first period and all the goals and who was aggressive in taking shots. We didn't have a single penalty in this first period. 20.5 seconds left. We'll see if we'll get one in here in the final 20 seconds. Very rare for a big rivalry game, but both teams playing a very disciplined first period. Grizzlies win the draw, but it goes between the defensemen. Metcalf outlets it back to neutral ice as Cutler over to Wesley as puck never came towards him. Rassel, right wing pass to Murphy, who steps over the line. Toe drag. Centered out in front. Great defensive play by Josh Wesley, cutting in front of Pelton Bice. Cutler pitchforks it out to center ice. Now we'll do it. 20 minutes have been played here at Maverik Center. Idaho scored the first 2 goals of the game as Jack Becker and Mark Rassel found the back of the net. Martel gets his first of the year, 12-19 into the first. And as I mentioned before, we didn't have a single penalty in the first period. Both teams led to their respective locker rooms. First of 14 meetings this season between the division rivals. And Idaho leads 2-1. We'll come back and recap the first period here in 90 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
First intermission here at Maverik Center as Idaho leads 2-1. It's kind of odd. You talk about a big rivalry game. People think it might get physical. We didn't have a single penalty. And really, through the first 7 periods of this season, Grizzlies done a good job playing disciplined. Not many penalties, not many bad penalties. It just seems like they're finding that combination of playing hard, but yet playing clean. And for Idaho, same would be the case for them. The Steelheads did score the first 2 goals of the game, 5:36 into the first. Jack Becker just kind of walked towards the left circle on the far side as we're watching here from section 114 and got it past Garrett Metcalf. Becker scored the game-winning goal in Game 6 of the first-round series against the Grizzlies, which eliminated Utah from the postseason. And he ended up with 4 or 5 regular season goals against the Grizzlies last year as well. He scored 5:36 in. Patrick Kudla and Cody Heiskanen credited with the assists. And then about 5 minutes later, Kudla and Heiskanen once again got the assists. As Kudla got the main assist, he was over on the left side. It was a little bit closer than what you'd call the point across to Rassel. Nobody attended for Rassel. Like, he was all alone once he got the pass. It was just one-on-one between him and Metcalf. Metcalf fell down, and Rassel just shot the puck over him. And that made it a 2-0 game. Rassel and Becker, each of their second goals of the season. Grizzlies did respond exactly 2 minutes after Rassel scored as the Rooster, Jordan Martell, got his first of the year. Cutler was over in the right circle, got it across to Martell, but on the way to getting to Martell, it bounced off the stick of Fairbrother onto Martell. Martell with a one-timer. He didn't get all of it. In fact, it kind of looked like a changeup, but Martell was able to get it past Dylan Wells for Utah's first and so far only goal of the night. The Roosters scored about a point a game for the Grizzlies after being acquired in a trade with the Fort Wayne Comets. Martell, 18 goals and 26 assists in 45 games, and it's going to be a pretty strong season for the Rooster. He was outstanding in the preseason. He had 3 power play goals, and he scores Utah's first goal tonight. Cutler with an assist, which means he now has a point in all 3 games this season. For Gianni Fairbrother, and this is his 3rd game in a Grizzlies uniform, he picks up his first point. So Idaho leads 2-1. No penalties in the first period, as we mentioned. Steelheads outshot the Grizzlies 15-9. Among Idaho's 15 shots, Nick Canati and Willie Niram had 3. Jack Becker and A.J. White had 2, and then a few others had 1. For Utah, 9 shots in the first period. Martell led the way with 3. Keone Teixeira had 2 shots, and both of them seemed to be pretty good looks. And then 1 shot each for Ryan Sandelin, Josh Wesley, Cade Jensen, and Kyle Betts. We'll see what happens here in the middle frame as Idaho's got a 1-goal lead. Other action in the league. First intermission over at the Monument in Rapid City, and the Rush have a 1-0 lead over Kansas City. As Connor Bleakley scored Rapid City's goal 11:34 in with Alex Aliardi and Jimmy Soper getting the assists. Second intermission, Wichita leads Cincinnati 3-2 as the Thunder are looking for their first victory of the year. They are 0-3. Cincinnati is 0-1. Second intermission, Toledo leads Fort Wayne 6-2. Former Grizzly forward Cameron Wright has one of Fort Wayne's 2 goals on the evening. But it's just not enough as it's all Toledo leading 6-2. Wright was the Grizzlies' leading scorer last season. He also led the Grizz in goals. He's playing for Fort Wayne this year. Worcester over Norfolk 4-1. That game has gone final. So Worcester gets their second win of the year. Looks like a game that just went final. Greenville goes to 2-0 this season. They defeat Savannah 5-3. Jacksonville over Orlando 4-1. And Wheeling gets a 7-2 victory over Kalamazoo. Game 1 of the World Series is tonight between the Rangers and Diamondbacks. Top of the fifth, Diamondbacks lead the Rangers 5-3. What a surprise. Arizona only 84 wins in the regular season. 6 teams in the National League, and they were team number 6, the last one to reach the playoffs. And looks like Corbin Carroll's 1 for 3 and has 2 RBIs. Same's the case for Ketel Marte. And then an RBI for Tommy Pham as Pham hit a home run. Evan Longoria 1 for 2. Perdomo's 1 for 1 for Arizona. They lead 5-3, and they've got 2 on base and 2 out in the top of the fifth. As the game is in Texas over in Arlington. In fact, former Grizzlies employee Alex Beebe, who lives in the Texas area over around there, he's actually at the game tonight. So we're about halfway through game 1 of the World Series, and Arizona leads Texas 5-3. 6 games in the NHL tonight. 3 have gone final. Blackhawks over the Golden Knights 4-3. That game in overtime. Connor Bedard had 1 goal for the Blackhawks as Chicago gets their 5th win of the year. Carolina defeats San Jose 3-0. Looks like it's going to be a very long season for the Sharks. Devils over the Sabres 5-4. Looks like the Wild and Capitals are going to a shootout tied at 2. 2 games will get underway in about 10 minutes from now. Kings at the Coyotes and Blues at the Canucks. First intermission here at Maverik Center. It's Steelheads 2, Grizzlies 1. We'll talk some hockey on the other side on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
First intermission here at Maverik Center. Idaho leads 2-1. I guess we go over some of the players who are elsewhere from last season's Grizzlies club. Obviously, a very memorable first-round playoff series against Idaho last year, and for my money, the best rivalry in the league. You know, we mentioned when we were going over the scores, Cameron Wright, he's currently with the Fort Wayne Comets. Last year in 64 games of the Grizzlies, he had 29 goals and 34 assists. He led the Grizzlies in goals and points last year. He was also a pretty clutch performer. He had 9 game-winning goals, which were tied for the league lead. He was also critical on Utah's power play. He had 21 points in the power play, 8 goals, and 13 assists, and he's currently a member of the Fort Wayne Comets. Grizzlies actually play Fort Wayne in a 3-game series the third weekend of December, and it'll be interesting to see if Cameron Wright is still in action for the Comets. Defenseman Andrew Nilsson signed with a team in Norway last month. He was in training camp with the Trois-Rivières Lions. Keaton Jamison, who was a fan favorite, he had 15 goals and 22 assists for Utah in 71 games last year. He is now with the Norfolk Admirals. Johnny Walker and Kyle Pouncer are each in Dundee with the Dundee Stars in Great Britain. Ben Tardif signed with Kuku in Finland. That's the same team that Charles Edward Dastu is playing in. And Dastu and Tardif looks like they're doing their thing over in Kuku, as both guys look like they're having solid seasons statistically. Nolan Ritchie, who had a strong playoff run for the Grizzlies, he is playing for a team in Italy. I think it's the same team that his father ended up playing in a couple decades ago. So Nolan Ritchie is playing in Italy. James Shearer is in the EIHL. He's in that same league as Johnny Walker and Kyle Pouncey. He is with the Coventry Blaze. Lucas Preek, the goaltender who became a fan favorite, he's playing in a Czech 2 league this season. Zach Secco signed with the Florida Everblades, and he's with the back-to-back defending champions. Taran Fizer's currently in the AHL with the Belleville Senators. Luke Martin is in Finland. In fact, Martin is a rival of Dastu and Tardif's over in Finland, as he is in Helsinki. Bryson Martin's in this league with the Trois-Rivières Lions, and Joey Kolatarsi is currently in the SPHL with the Birmingham Bulls. I do think special teams will play a factor in this series, and I think it will play a factor for the Grizzlies this year. The Grizzlies have done a pretty good job on the penalty kill at times. They allowed 2 power play goals against Tulsa on Saturday, but the PK unit was pretty good on Sunday. Grizzlies also have a lot of potential on the power play. You got some finishers, with Cutler and Martell, and you got good defensemen like Teixeira and Mayhew and Josh Wesley, who can all score from around the blue line. But we haven't seen any special teams here so far tonight, as we've been skating 5-on-5 this entire time. If you missed the opener, we talked about Garrett Metcalf, who won the league's Goaltender of the Week award. He had a 35-save shutout this past Sunday in Utah's 1-0 victory over Tulsa. That's his first pro shutout. He did have 1 clean sheet at Mercyhurst College back in the 2018-2019 season. So Metcalf is in net tonight for the Grizzlies, and he was very busy, stopping 13 of 15. Some of the stats in the first period, there wasn't any power plays. Idaho had 6 scoring chances to the Grizzlies 3. Utah won the faceoff battle, mostly in part to Kyle Betts, 11-8. Utah with the edge there. Idaho 15 shots to Utah's 9. Hits were pretty close to even. 8 for the Grizzlies, 7 for Idaho. A lot of giveaways in the first period, 7 for the Grizz and 6 for the Steelheads. Looks like fans are at the concession stands right now. Nick Hayes got me a Coca-Cola. Maybe I'll drink that at some point here during the broadcast or maybe after the game. Big weekend here in the world of sports in the Salt Lake Valley. Jazz are playing the Clippers tonight. And you think about tomorrow, College Game Day is in the Salt Lake Valley. As it's over, what's that called? President's Circle or whatever it is on the Utah campus. Well, that should be a lot of fun. Pat McAfee, Kirk Herbstreit. We're hoping to get them out to the Grizzlies game tonight. And really, Pat McAfee spent an entire segment talking about how awesome hockey is, but looks like he's just going to have to watch on Flow Sports, I guess. Maybe next time he's in town, we can get him out to a Grizzlies game. That would certainly be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to watching College Game Day. Unfortunately, with the quick turnaround from tonight's game to tomorrow, I won't be able to make it. It's kind of odd, though. 3rd week of the regular season, the Grizzlies have a bye, as this is game 3 of a 7-game homestand. Tomorrow night's going to be a lot of fun. We want to see a big crowd here at Maverik Center. Remember, the Utes and BYU both play in the afternoon, so you won't be missing either BYU or Utah play. And you can watch those games and then come on down to Maverik Center and either celebrate a Utah Utes or BYU victory, or you can drown your sorrows with a couple cold beverages. We got that in the concession stands as well. And remember, tomorrow night's going to be Hispanic Heritage Night here at Maverik Center. And this here, the first AFCU Friday of the season. Remember, every Friday, Grizzlies home game will be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. They got the Titanic cam going on at Maverik Center. Looks like a few people here are trying to participate. They're in section 115. Oh, my goodness. We'll be back in 2 minutes now. Second period action from Maverik Center as Idaho leads Utah 2-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Second period action here in a few minutes. So it's a night like this where I miss a guy like Guy Carenza, who's calling games for the Amarillo Wranglers, the junior hockey team. First of a two-game set here, Grizzlies and the Steelheads. Third of 7 straight home games as the officials have taken the ice. We'll have the teams out here as well. Good goaltending matchup, Dylan Wells for Idaho and Utah's Garrett Metcalf. And if you think about Idaho and their threat to try to go back-to-back in terms of Western Conference championships, they certainly need good goaltending as they're breaking in new goalies this year. They had a great three-man combination of Adam Schill, Remy Poirier, and Jake Kupski this year. It's Dylan Wells. And the backup tonight, we might see him tomorrow, is Brian Thompson. He was the goaltender in the second preseason game. The guy the Grizzlies scored 6 on, Caden Fulcher, got released, and Dylan Wells took his spot on the roster. Grizzlies have 3 pretty strong goalies. Trent Miner's the backup tonight. Maybe we'll see him tomorrow. And I've been really impressed what I've seen in practice from Dante Giannuzzi, the former Portland Winterhawk. Looks like he's going to be a pretty good pro when he gets his chance. He's very quick and active, and he makes some impressive saves in practice. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the table in a game situation. You're talking about the forward line. It's going to start this second period for the Grizzlies. Kyle Betts won a lot of face-offs. He made a couple of really good defensive plays as Idaho is trying to get centering passes through out in front that Betts got a stick in the way. Sandlin and Burke, 2 guys who had very good college careers. And we normally see it with guys, even though they play in a big-time college program and even though they have a lot of success in college, it takes them a little bit of time to get adjusted to the pro game. Burke's got a lot of potential. Remember, he scored Utah's first goal in the season opener last Saturday. And he scored 3 goals in 10 AHL games last year with the San Jose Barracuda. He had 2 assists in 4 games for Orlando in this league. He scored 33 goals in 2 years at Bowling Green State. So he's got a lot of potential. Waiting for the time to elapse here on the intermission. There's still 12 seconds of that. And Ryan Sandlin, the son of a coach, Scott Sandlin, the head coach at Minnesota Duluth. But you talk about Ryan Sandlin, who scored 1 goal in 4 games with the Colorado Eagles last year. He had 21 goals in the 2021-22 season for Minnesota State Mankato. So you're talking about 2 guys that have got a lot of potential here getting their feet wet in pro hockey as Utah wins the draw as Underwood will get to center ice. Grizzlies skating from left to right here in the second. Underwood, right wing, flies it over to the left corner as it ricochets off the boards, goes out to neutral ice. As Fairbrother, who picked up a first period assist across to Underwood, out to center ice for Betts off the boards. He lets it go past him, but he got a piece of it, no icing. Register gathers it. The 3-ice defensive MVP slides along the near boards. Keller throws it back to Donahue, who lifts it out to center ice off the Grizzly stick of Nathan Burke. As White loses the puck as he was skating into the offensive zone. Good play by Underwood as Betts skates in left side. And Register pokes it away. As Donahue over to the far corner gets hit by Betts and gets held up. Register will take over the play as the Steelhead skate from right to left. Left wing chip to Mastro Donato. He gets to center ice. Gets around Gallant, but loses the puck. Grizzlies feed it out to center. White takes it. And he'll slide it towards the right corner on off the glass on no hops. So he kind of flew it in there. As Heiskanen back in his own zone. Across to Kudla. Both guys have 2 assists for Idaho. Kudla, diagonal pass to the right for Bice, who skates in. Shadowed by Mayhew as Bice throws to the high slot. Nobody there. Kudla gathers it neutral ice. No wrapping around the boards. Mayhew over to Wesley, who collides with Murphy as Gallant gets it past Kudla. Cutler crosses center ice. 3-on-2. Cutler tries to drop it off for the Rooster. Instead drops off for Mayhew as Mayhew gets back checked by Bice, who takes the puck. So we'll get it to Kudla. Now ahead to center ice. Picked off by Penner sporting the beard. The Iron Man lifts it into the left corner. Ricocheting off one hop on the ice, off the boards, out the left wing. Murphy, did he get a piece of it? Yes, he did. No icing. Metcalf slides it along the far boards. Idaho kicks it towards Metcalf, cut off by Yoon in front of the crease. He moves to the near side as Power taps off the glass at center ice, bouncing puck. Penner gets it. as he looked to get it out in front of Messner, and tapped off an Idaho stick as Nick Canati near corner. Well, bouncing off of Power, and Messner as Idaho gets it, as Nick Canati, left side, crosses center ice. Canati with good speed. Left point, shot is blocked by Teixeira. Idaho gets it. Zane Franklin falling down, takes a shot. Saved by Metcalf, as Franklin then ends up near Metcalf's pad. Metcalf slid towards the goal line, but the whistle blows. No goal for Idaho. They had a pretty good look there. Nick Canati's always played well against the Grizzlies, and Metcalf's able to hold on for his first save of the second period. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone. Teixeira talking about maybe goaltender interference there with one of the two referees tonight. Had a very clean game so far. Well, Idaho really came up out strong, scoring those two goals, and then the Grizzlies responded, and that was certainly big for Martell to get that goal to stop the bleeding, 12-19 into the first. Becker will take the draw against Kyle Betts. Betts, who played his college hockey, if I remember right, at Cornell. He was a standout at Cornell, winning faceoffs. Yeah, he did play at Cornell from 2017 through 2022. Becker, the Michigan captain. I think he finished his college career at Arizona State. Draw won by the Steelheads as Niram, left side, shot blocked by Sandelin. As Nathan Burke lifts it, and it's taken by Donahue at the Idaho blue line. Steelheads from right to left here in the second period as Franklin over to Register down the middle. He winds and fires, and the shot hits the post and goes wide. Donahue right point gets pushed by Burke as Franklin loses it. Grizzlies cleared out to center, taken back by Register. Will backpedal into his own zone. Now ahead, Franklin loses it as he rolls it along the wall. Fairbrother back behind his net over to the right side. The two number 24s, Burke and Donahue, collide. Now it's to the near side as Underwood. Ahead, Register pokes to the left side. Sandelin in the area as Niram across. Burke gets a stick in the way, and he clears it out to center. Niram over to Betts. Betts trying to locate it. Now Sandelin left side, righty shot, and it's blocked by the stick of Donahue. Now skating in, shot saved by Wells as the puck ricocheted off the end boards, and then Nathan Burke with a drive-by took a shot. Good job by Dylan Wells to not allow a rebound as we get a whistle with 16:53 left in the second. Still looking for the first goal of the second period. Grizzlies in the first two games of the season outscored the Oilers 2-0 in the second frame. Grizzlies 2-0 this season. They outscored the Oilers 6-3 here at Maverik Center last weekend, winning 5-3 last Saturday in the season opener. And this past Sunday, Metcalf with a 1-0 shutout. Gallant will take the draw against Svanenbergs, and it's won by Idaho as Arcadia pushes away. As Arcuri, as over to the near side, Cudlip lifts it in the air, bounces at center ice, taken by Martell, who slides it back to Mayhew. There's a +4 this season. Mayhew to center ice for Gallant. He gets it, left wing chip to Cutler, enters the zone, left point, Cutler lefty shot, glove saved by Wells. And he holds on without a rebound, 16:31 left in the second. Both goaltenders doing a good job controlling rebounds here so far. Don't forget, same teams tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. As Cutler talks with Mayhew and Wesley. Seems like early on this season, Brandon Cutler and Josh Wesley have developed a good chemistry. Wesley, the Grizzlies captain this year. Utah wins the draw. Martell, left wing, fires a shot that goes wide off the end wall. As Gallant gets poked away by Bice. Heiskanen couldn't get it as Cutler along the near boards, being shadowed by Bice. Cutler, right wing, feeds it to the left corner. As action still in the Idaho zone as Bice tries to carry it out. He gets double teamed to the left point as Bice shovels it to center ice. Mastro Donato across to Heiskanen, who skates along the left wing. He takes a righty shot, and it bounces off the stick of Wesley and flies out of play off the protective netting. 16:02 left in the second. Still 2-1 Idaho. Steelheads with 17 shots to the Grizzlies 11. Both teams with 2 shots here so far in the second. Penner will take the draw. He's appeared in every game for the Grizzlies since he started the 2021-22 season. Dylan Fitz is out of the Grizzlies lineup tonight for the first time since he was acquired in a trade in March of 2022. He had a streak going of just about 90 games in a row. Utah wins the faceoff. Yakura throws it to center ice. Mastro Donato gathers it. They'll throw it across to Canati near the Grizzlies bench. He gets the center ice right wing, fires a shot, and Metcalf gloves it about chest high and holds on. 15:48 left in the second. And boy, it seems like the pace of this game has been pretty weird. We've seen quite a few whistles, but we've also seen some good flow as neither team's had a power play yet. Obviously, the power play brings about a certain structure to the game we haven't seen yet. Penner will take the draw for the Grizzlies again, this time against Jack Becker. As they've played some Halloween theme music, almost a non-official Halloween night here on an AFCU Friday. Penner crouches down, take the face off, and it's won by Idaho. Across to Cooper Jones, one-timer, kick saved by Metcalf in the butterfly position. As left side, Mark Rassel loses it. Cade Jensen wearing number 23. Last year that was Kyle Pouncey. As Penner throws it to center ice looking for Yakura. Jack Becker takes it away. He throws it near the Idaho bench for Mark Rassel. Across to Kanadi, who enters the zone, left side. Kanadi near the board, stops near the corner. Now he skates back towards the point, drops it back off for Becker. Becker trying to skate to the corner. He gets cut off by Yakura. Great defensive play by Yakura, the 38-year-old. Penner crosses center ice. He'll drive it off the end wall. Deep in the Steelhead zone is Jack Becker. Will backhand it to center ice. Wade Murphy gets a 2-on-2. They cross center. As Murphy enters the zone, left side, trying to get over towards Kanadi. Now Rassel with a lefty shot in the circle. Glances off the stick and flies out of play. As we get yet another whistle with 15:03 left in the second. Boy, Jack Becker's been everywhere for Idaho here tonight. But very active sticks by the Grizzlies. We saw it last weekend, a lot of block shots by Grizzly sticks, and really a lot of block shots by guys like Cade Jensen. Well, they've been very active here defensively, and they've really settled in after Idaho scored those first two goals. As Idaho wins the draw, they lead 2-1. Zane Franklin skates around the left circle, now up top for Donahue, one-timer, and it kicks off the skate of Willie Nerum. Underwood behind his net, skates towards the near corner. He'll chip it ahead, bouncing puck to center ice. Nathan Burke gets it. Left wing over to Betts, who skates towards the left circle. Lefty shot, he got held up. That's going to be a penalty. As Betts was skating towards the left circle, he got hooked, and the referee spotted it. Good call as the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. Willie Nerum will go to the penalty box as he looked up at the video board to try and see if he can identify a replay. As Nerum continues to look for a replay, he's going to get one right here. He's going to take a look as Betts just couldn't get his right wrist in place to take the shot. Nerum looks down, and he looks back up, looking at himself on the video board. Cutler will take the draw. Utah's on the power play for the first time tonight. Teixeira throws to Cole Gallant, far corner, now to Cutler. As Idaho leads 2-1, Grizzlies trying to tie it up. Martell over to Cutler, far boards at the left point. Now Martell gets it across to Wesley. He'll take a righty shot. Oh, and it hits the crossbar. Stays in play. Cutler keeps it in left point as he did a good job extending the stick. Cutler left circle, lefty shot goes high as it rolls along the near boards. Wesley keeps it in. As Cole Gallant, right circle over to Cutler. Back to Wesley. Grizzlies have had a couple good looks. As Cutler, right side just outside the circle near the boards. He's the right point. Over to Wesley. He's in the right corner. Wesley now to Teixeira behind the net. I try to get towards Gallant. Wesley gathers it along the near wall. Wesley throws it between the legs of Gallant. Now fires a sharp angled shot that goes wide. Martell, far corner. Over to Teixeira, who battles with Kubla. Gallant joins the play. Puck chips off the protective netting and out of play as we get a whistle with 13:47 left in the second. As both teams will make a line change. Boy, Wesley was that close to tying up the game as he hit the post. The iron was unkind. Good job by Brandon Cutler keeping it in the zone as the Grizzlies had the puck in the offensive zone, I believe, for that full 53 seconds of that shift. Kyle Betts will take the draw. Nathan Burks to his left and Fairbrother to his right. Sandelin and Mayhew up top. Bice will take the draw for Idaho, and it's won by the Grizzlies. Mayhew along the near side, skates towards his left. Mayhew with a lefty shot, he scores! Kyle Mayhew has tied the game. Might have gotten redirected out in front as Grizzlies score two unanswered, including a power play goal, as it's now a tie game. Mayhew scores. Looked like that puck might have had some English. Could have gotten redirected on the way. As, boy, there was Burke and Betts out in front. The Grizzlies get a power play goal to tie it up. And for Kyle Mayhew, if it's his goal, it's his second of the year. Off-ice officials might take a look at to make sure they get it right. So 2 unanswered, we're tied at 2. And what's been an outstanding game as the Grizzlies score the first goal here in the second period. as we're now skating 5-on-5. Power play goal, as looks like Mayhew's going to get credit for the goal. As Idaho gets it, Pelton Weiss skates out to neutralize. Right wing chip to Murphy. Wade Murphy skates the right circle, now behind the goal line. Rolls along the near wall. The only guy there was a Grizzly. Sandelin out to center ice. We're tied at 2. Sandelin bouncing off a register. Burke, right side. Shot kick saved by Wells. As Sandelin gets hit up high. Sandelin's down. He gets back to his feet slowly. Burke pushes Register as Register delivered a high hit on Sandelin. Donahue out to center ice for Rassel. He skates down the middle. Left wing chip to Bice just outside the circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound out in front. Goes to Nathan Burke. Burke backhands to the center ice near the Grizzlies bench for Jared Power. Power, 1 goal last year. Stopped in the slot. Lefty shot. Kick saved by Wells. Rebound shot. Saved by Wells again. As Power took the shot, didn't get much on it. Bounced off the Wells. And then Penner had a good look from the left side. Mayhew gets the goal. Fairbrother gets his second assist of the game. And Kyle Betts also with an assist for Utah at the time of that power play goal. 6:19 in. We're back in 30 seconds after this word from Affinity 56. Tied at 2. Utah with 2 unanswered after Idaho scored the first 2 goals of the game. Jack Becker and Mark Rassel scored goals about 5 minutes apart, and then Jordan Martell got Utah on the board 12-19 in. Kyle Mayhew with a power play goal, 6:19 into the second, with Fairbrother and Betts getting the assists. That's Fairbrother's second assist of the contest. So it's a multiple point game for him. Patrick Cudla and Cody Haskinen have 2 assists each for Idaho. A lot of fun here at Maverik Center. 12:45 left in the second. As Cutler will take the draw against A.J. White. White, the Steelheads captain. He's been their captain for about 4 years now. Idaho wins the draw. Cudla ahead to White near the Grizzlies bench. Back to Cudla, who's got 2 assists this evening. Skates down the middle. Now crosses center ice and veers off to the left. He dumps it in, chases after it. Cudla with a hit on Underwood. As Mastro Donato pushes Cutler, battle along the end boards. Metcalf looks towards his right shoulder. Puck ends up towards the net. Martell fleeds out to the near side. Gallant bounces one to Cutler. Now Martell skates down the middle. Right side, I'd look to center it out in front. Shot goes wide across the goal line and out to the far side. Close call as Fairbrother, already 2 assists tonight, gets back checked by White. Puck glides deep in the Grizzly zone, far corner. Josh Wesley with the long strides, chases after it. He tried to hit Mastro Donato, and Mastro Donato avoided him. As Grizzlies back it out past Martell to center ice. As Register will whip it around the wall. It hits a stanchion, but stays in a glide towards the far corner. As Franklin skates along the far goal line, he gets cut off by Wesley. Puck from the far corner slides to Metcalf, who covers up. 11:41 left in the second, tied at 2. Idaho's taken 20 shots, Grizzlies 15. So Utah with a 6-5 edge in the shot count here so far in the second period. Betts will take the face-off against Giannis Svanenbergs. Last season, Svanenbergs had 13 goals and 9 assists in 45 games and a +11 rating. Idaho wins the draw, and a right wing shot by Arcuri is saved by Metcalf. Grizzlies' long-range pass goes over the stick of Mayhew and goes back to Donahue in the Steelhead zone. Idaho skating from right to left in the second period. Grizz from left to right. Bouncing puck, right wing. Svanenbergs with a righty blast that goes wide. Franklin up top for Register. Left point, we get a whistle, and it looks like the puck exited the zone. Sandelin pushes Register as whistle blew, and Sandelin thought the Register fired the shot after the whistle blew. A lot of fun action here at Maverik Center. Don't forget to get your tickets for tomorrow night. Hispanic Heritage Night. Face-off will be at 7:10. Betts will take the face-off against Svanenbergs. Josh Wesley talking things over with Nathan Burke. Wesley's been a good team leader so far. As he's wearing the seat, Wesley throws it ahead, but Franklin picks it off. Franklin gets pushed by Betts. Betts gathers it, throws it across to Sandelin off the near boards. Sandelin to center ice right wing. Loses it. Now Burke, right wing lefty shot, saved by Wells. Rebound goes to the near corner. Wesley feeds it back to the far side. Donahue skates over there. He moves to center as Sandelin got blasted by Donahue, who plays a physical brand of hockey. Wesley, near side, moves it ahead. Blue line to blue line pass connects. Power gets pushed by Canadi, who takes Power out of the play as Murphy will skate towards Power and chip it off the near boards. Brian Yoon ahead to Power, couldn't handle it. As Register skates back deeper in his own zone, cut off by Penner. Canadi fanned on clearing it out. As Mick Messner, right side, referee had to jump out of the way. As Messner loses it, Canadi once again physical, goes towards the Utah blue line near the Idaho bench. Grizzlies fanned on clearing it out. Dice, right side, lefty shot goes wide. Canadi left point keeps it in. Across off the boards to Mark Rassel, who's got a goal tonight, 2 on the season. Over to Bice, up top for Cooper Jones. Right side, switches places with Bice. Spins along the boards. Rassel behind the net, trying to get to Murphy, near side. It's cut off by Penner, who moves ahead to Power. Power gets the center ice, fires a shot that goes wide, trying to go stick side on Wells. As Penner left side has a bounce off his stick out to neutral ice. Bice gathers it, and Penner takes it away from him. Penner skates down the middle, one-on-one. Skates towards the right circle, righty shot, saved by Wells. It bounced off his right shoulder. Rebound goes to the far corner. As Rassel over to Canadi, ahead to Bice, who crosses center ice. He carries it into the Grizzlies zone, now chips a backhand shot towards Metcalf. Metcalf gathers it, moves the play ahead. Fairbrother gets knocked down. Penner to center ice. Music plays inadvertently. As Kudla over to Heiskanen, out to center ice for Rassel, who dumps it in as he ricochets it off the near boards. Foot race towards the corner. Becker and Underwood collide. As Gallant battles with Franklin. Franklin gets the puck. Left circle, righty shot blocked by Underwood. Rebound to the right point. Now near him, over to Franklin. One-timer, didn't get much on it, and it glides slowly towards Metcalf, who covers up. Boy, Nearham was over in the right corner, centered it to Franklin, and Franklin just didn't get much on a one-timer, and Metcalf was able to make the save. 9:11 is left in the second period, so we're halfway through the scheduled 60-minute affair. Idaho scored the first 2 goals of the game, but the Grizzlies responded with 2 unanswered. Martell 12-19 into the first. Then on the first power play of the game by either side, Kyle Mayhew with his second of the year. Fairbrother and Betts with the assists. Draws in the far circle. It's won by Utah. Deep in their own end, Mayhew around the wall as it hits off a stanchion. As Nathan Burke near the Idaho blue line glided it towards Wells, and in a foot race, Idaho's Heiskanen got there before Burke. As Kudla behind his net, out to Becker, near him along the far wall, challenged by Mayhew. Now the center ice, Betts battles a Becker. Becker gets it right side, righty shot, saved by Metcalf. Well, Jack Becker somehow broke free of Kyle Betts, and what a game for Jack Becker. He must really like this Maverik Center ice, as he had a pretty good look from the right side, but Metcalf was able to gobble it. And after allowing the 2 goals early, looks like Garrett Metcalf has really settled in. Both teams will change up skaters. Yoon and Teixeira will be the defensive pairing. Forwards, Cutler, Martell, and Gallant. A.J. White will take the draw for Idaho. He's out there with Keller and Mastro Donato. Register and Donahue up top as face-offs in the Grizzlies zone, far circle. Utah wins it. Cutler over to Yoon. Back to Cole Gallant, who chases after it at center ice. Moves ahead to Martell. Now to Cutler, 3-on-3. Cutler drops off for Martell. Slides it towards Gallant, who gets challenged by White. White moves ahead to Mastro Donato. Now to Colton Keller, who's got an A on his sweater. He'll chip it off the near boards. Mastro Donato chases after it. He collides with Teixeira. But the Grizzlies, Martell ahead to Gallant, who gets the center ice, 2-on-3. Gallant dumps it in as it rolls along the near wing boards. Wells fires it back towards the near side. Martell spins it to the left. As Messner, I fired it toward the net and it goes wide, looking for redirection on White point. Yoon with a shot that's blocked by a stillhead, that being Matt Register. White tap sticks with Martell, and the puck flew out of play off the protective netting. 8:03 left in the second as we get another whistle. Mick Messner talking with Dean Yakura. Well, Yakura's been an interesting pickup, acquired by the Grizzlies a couple weeks ago. He's done a good job in the face-off circle, and defensively, when he's out there, he seems to be in the right place at the right time. And obviously, with 14 years of experience, he knows how to play the game. Yakura takes a draw against Bice. Linesman pump faked, never dropped the puck. Yakura's kicked out of the face-off circle. Jared Power, the Mount Royal product, will take the draw against Ty Pelton-Bice. Idaho wins the face-off as Cooper Jones skates around his net. Out to the far side for Murphy. He tap sticks with Underwood. Canati gets it back in his own end, near side. Canati, the good skater, out to neutralize. Chips to Bice, left wing. He'll dump it in. Underwood and Murphy behind Utah's net. Murphy pushes Underwood along the glass. Underwood gets the puck near side to Power. Power gets blasted by Canati. Puck goes to center ice. Idaho regathers it. Cooper Jones, right wing pass to Rassel, who dumps it in as it rolls towards Metcalf, who keeps the play alive by getting it to Underwood. Near side to Power along the wall. Back to Underwood in the near corner. Across to Fairbrother over to Dina Cruz. Skates down the middle. Chips head to Power. Fancy move. Power. Left point. Lefty shot. Saved by Wells. But a pretty good move by Power. He just went behind his back. Gathered it in the left point. Had all sorts of time and room. And fired a lefty shot that Wells made a save on. So we get a whistle with 7:19 left in the second. Good look by Jared Power. As Dylan Wells, who last year made his NHL debut, played one game with the Chicago Blackhawks, but spent the majority of the year in the AHL with the Rockford Club. Off the draw, Utah wins it. Wesley left point, shots blocked as Betts will get it to Nathan Burke. Fires a lefty shot that goes wide as it taps off the near boards. As Sandlin will lose it as it goes to center ice. Grizzlies regather it with Josh Wesley at center ice near the Grizzlies bench. He fake dumping it in. Feeds it across to Sandlin. Near side, Sandlin dumps it in, but not all the way as Kudla cuts it off along the near side. Kudla gets it to center ice. Burke takes it away. Burke right side gets tripped up. No call. Referee is in the right spot. Burke might have just lost his balance. Idaho, no icing as they clear it all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, chases after it. He's wearing number 20 as Wesley gets to center ice, the son of Glenn Wesley. He enters the zone, skates to the left circle. Wesley stops in the far corner as Haskinen's nearby. Grizzlies get it up top for Jensen. Jensen fires a lefty shot and it bounced off the body. Now left wing, shot by Cutler, saved by Wells as Cutler gets the rebound and they'll backhand it out to center ice. Utah from left to right here in the second period. Ahead to Cutler. He didn't get a piece of it. Arm is raised by the linesman. And icing is on the Grizzlies with 6:12 left in the second. Cade Jensen was going to come off for a change, but he stays out there. Jensen was a standout in that 6-0 preseason win against Idaho on Friday the 13th, exactly 2 weeks ago, over in Idaho Falls at Mountain America Center, home of the Idaho Falls Spud Kings. Draws in the far circle. Becker will take it for Idaho, and Cutler for Utah. Cutler last season spent some time with 3 different AHL clubs. He spent the entire second half of the 2021-22 season with Abbotsford in the AHL. So Becker crouches down low. Cutler as well. And the draw in the Grizzly zone, far circle, won by the Grizz. As Teixeira throws to center ice. No icing as Register gets the wobbling puck off the boards as he'll skate around his own net. A stick goes flying, and that's Cole Gallant's. No penalty. We've only had one in this game. Donahue over to Keller. Did he get a piece of it? Yes, says the linesman. No icing. Deep in the Grizzly zone. Utah moves ahead to Martell. Keller cuts in front of him as Becker reaches. He gets pushed towards neutralized by Jensen. Now Donahue left side. Lefty shot. Glances off the stick of Metcalf and flies out of play as there's 5:40 left in the second. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. We're tied at 2 after Kyle Mayhew got the equalizer. 6:19 into the second on the power play. Idaho led 2-1 after one period. The Grizzlies with the only score here so far in the second period. This is the Grizzlies Radio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
We're tied at 2, 5:40 left in the second period. Looks like you can bid on the Jordan Martell goal, which was the opt-in first goal of the game. Looks like you can go to the Ad Dash auction app and bid on the Jordan Martell goal. Looks like a puck auction. Let's go to the Dash auction app and bid on that Jordan Martell goal. Tied at 2 off the draw. Murphy shot saved by Metcalf as Grizzlies clear it out to center. Idaho has it wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and silver on the shoulder, silver on the bottom of the jersey. As Cooper Jones, right wing pass to Bice, who crosses center ice, and he dumps it in. Underwood chases after it. He collides with Murphy as Underwood over to Fairbrother. Fairbrother 2 assists tonight. Messner on 2 knees as Idaho with it. Wade Murphy, right side, slides it across to Canadi, who feeds up top for Jones, who switches places with Canadi. Jones wraps around the wall, cut off behind the net by Murphy, who gets pushed by Penner. As puck's still in play, Cooper Jones throws it to the corner. Underwood to Fairbrother, who's behind Utah's net. Back to Underwood. Kind of an odd pace to this game so far. As Underwood out to center ice for Penner. Passes wide to the mark, and it's going to be icing on Utah with 4:49 left in the second. Seems like the play style has just been a little bit off. The passing and some of the other things. I mean, both teams are putting together a pretty good defensive effort, but it's kind of odd to see, the intensity kind of slow to ramp up here with this division rival. But both teams are playing pretty disciplined. I don't think either one wants to take any bad penalties. Draws in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. Messner will take the draw for Utah against Jack Becker, who might be Idaho's best player here tonight. As a draw won by Idaho. Cudlup, right point, fires lefty shot, and it's blocked by Penner, and it goes to center ice. Good job by Tyler Penner, who's played a good two-way game tonight. Ahead to Niram, who backhands it in. Murphy and Underwood once again collide as Murphy breaks free. Zane Franklin skates towards his right. Oh, it's going to be a penalty on Utah. Franklin with a shot, and he scores. Delayed penalty score as Zane Franklin got held up, skated towards the high slot, fired a righty shot, and it got past Metcalf. 4:29 left in the second, and Idaho has retaken the lead. Well, it was a delayed penalty, and with Idaho scoring, doesn't really matter as Franklin broke free of Underwood. Then Franklin skated towards his right. Yakura hooked him. That penalty was called, and then Franklin fired towards the net. Well, there was a body out in front with Willie Niram, and it was impossible with the first replay we saw on the video board to see whether Niram redirected the Franklin shot or not. It's Idaho 3, Utah 2. Draw at center ice. It's won by the Steelheads. It's Patrick Cudlup back in his own zone. Skates along the near side. Across to Mastro Donato. He skates the right circle. Mastro Donato trying to feed it out in front to White. And Betts gets a good job getting a stick in the way, cutting in front of White. Right side. Murphy collides with Mayhew. Both guys. Mastro Donato. White. Left side. Shot saved by Metcalf. As Heiskanen now to the far goal line. Shot, a score. What a pass out in front as Mastro Donato gets his second of the year. Colton Keller with an amazing feed from the far corner out in front to Mastro Donato. 2 unanswered by the Steelheads. It's now a 4-2 game. Franklin got credited for the goal 15:31 in. Less than a minute later, Keller found a cutting Mastro Donato out in front of the net. Great pass by Keller, and the Grizzlies just didn't account for Mastro Donato. Keaton Mastro Donato, new addition to the Steelheads. Looks like he's going to be a good one. 4-2 Idaho, as they score 2 goals in less than half a minute apart. As Grizzlies get it, they skate along the boards, trying to regain momentum. Cutler trying to get to Martell. It's taken away. Franklin crosses center ice over to Becker. Skates the right circle. Becker centers out in front to Niram. Shot. And it goes wide as Metcalf ran over. Franklin to the right side. Metcalf back to his feet. They try to get it across to Niram. He couldn't get it. Register across to Franklin, far corner. Slides to Becker. Becker all alone. Righty shot goes over the crossbar and off the glass. As Teixeira, far side, across to Yoon. He couldn't reach it. Yoon tried to get it off the boards. Register pokes it. Now Yoon and Register battle near side near the scores table at center ice. Grizzlies dump it in as Utah will make a full line change. 4-2 Idaho, about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second. Register lifts it high into the air over the head of Fairbrother. Underwood chasing after it as well, and icing is on the Steelheads with 3:09 left. The 2 goals were scored 27 seconds apart. Franklin 15:31 in with Niram and Heiskanen with the assist. That's Heiskanen's 3rd assist of the contest. And then they gave an assist. I think it's Keller that was out in the far corner over to Mastro Donato, but they gave it to Heiskanen again, which would be his 4th assist of the game. Idaho leads the shot count 30-19. Grizz win the faceoff. Messner, high slot, lefty shot, glove saved by Wells. As Grizz trying to get some momentum back in this game. And for them trying to get a goal here to end the second period. Francisco Arcuri is out there wearing number 13 for Idaho, 20 years old. Started the year in the AHL with Texas, former draft pick of the Dallas Stars. And off the draw, stick gets broken, and that's Vandenberg, who has to skate over towards the beast near the Idaho bench, and he gets a new stick. Cudler crosses center ice down the middle. He lifts it high into the air, and it bounces in the right corner. Off the 2 news sign is Underwood. Near far side, throws to center ice. Idaho back up with it. Arcuri feeds the Cudler back of the Idaho blue line across to Heiskanen. 2.5 minutes left in this second. 4-2 Idaho. Head to center ice. Underwood battles with Rassel along the far boards. Taken by Power, who taps off the skate of Heiskanen, who's got at least 3 assists tonight. As Grizzlies make a line change. Heiskanen behind his net. He's had an outstanding game. His brother plays in the NHL. As Idaho spreads the ice, skating from right to left here in the second. Near wing chip to Cudler with diagonal pass to Pelton Bice, right wing across the center ice. Now down the middle to Rassel, challenged by Wesley. Good defensive play as Betts throws it towards the far side, 3-on-3. Burke crosses center ice, he gets cut off and loses the puck. Wesley takes over, take a shot, he scores! Josh Wesley gets his first in a Utah uniform as the Grizz are back in this one. It's now 4-3. Burke he got cut off, and then Wesley left side just on a drive-by skated in and fired a pass Dylan Wells. Looks like Wesley also got a pretty good screen from Nathan Burke as Arcuri was hoping for an interference call there. And then Wesley just went stick side under the right arm of Dylan Wells to get his first of the year. Draws at center ice as the fans on their feet. It's the Steelheads 4, Grizzlies 3. Idaho wins the draw. Register ahead towards Keller. He couldn't get it as Wesley throws it towards the Idaho blue line. Idaho comes back blue line to blue line over to Pelton Bice, who bounces a centering pass off of Wesley. Cutler to the far side as he's challenged by Wade Murphy. Cutler diagonal pass to Wesley at center ice. Wesley with a big-time collision with Matt Register. Register ices the puck, and the arm is raised by the linesman. And icing is on the Steelheads with 1:33 left in the second. Wesley with the goal. Nathan Burke and Kyle Betts with the assist. Time of goal, 18:02 into the second. So Kyle Betts has two assists tonight for the Grizzlies. Martell will take the draw with Brandon Cutler to his right and Cole Gallant to his left. Bice will take the draw for Idaho. Near circle, Idaho zone. Utah wins it. Cutler chips to the left side for Yoon. He'll take a shot. Saved by Wells. Rebound. Yoon couldn't get the second shot off as it ricochets off the end boards. Yoon gets held up by Bice, but moves it to Gallant and to Cutler. Cutler trying to find a cutting Teixeira. Teixeira gets it, centers it to Gallant, but it's taken away by Canati. Right wing over to Murphy. It bounced off of him, and Cutler will ice it. Register skates over towards the far goal line. Wells wanted icing, but none to be had. We play on as Register skates down the middle. Long strides, gets out to neutral ice. Left wing pass to Canati, who skates in with speed over to the left circle. Taking a lefty shot, and it goes wide and rolls along the far wing boards. Register, neutral ice. As Register dumps it in. Martell collides with Register. Puck goes back to the near side as Teixeira backhands it to neutral ice. Penner gathers it 2-on-3. Left wing pass to Martell. He gets at the point. Martell stops across to Teixeira. Teixeira gets it. He collides with Mastro Donato. White takes the puck. 2-on-2. White along the left wing. Collides with Underwood. Underwood trying to get to Mastro Donato. And the centering pass goes wide as Teixeira ices it. And no icing once again. Grizzlies make a full line change. 22 seconds left in the second. As Idaho starts the attack. Heiskanen ahead to Cudler. Far side. Left wing chip to White. White skates towards the left circle. He looked to center. Mayhew took it away. Mayhew outlets to Penner, who gets it. 3-on-2. Penner over to the slot for Power. Back to Penner. And Idaho got a stick in the way as it goes to the near corner. And that will do it for 40 minutes of play here at Maverik Center. As score was tied at 2. And then Idaho scored 2 goals 27 seconds apart. Franklin made it 3-2, and then Mastro Donato made it 4-2, but the Grizzlies responded as Josh Wesley scored with 1:58 left in the period to get the Grizzlies back in this one. It looks like we got an interesting final 20 minutes here in store. The score after 2 periods, Idaho 4, Utah 3. We'll recap the first 2 periods when we come back. We'll also give you some scores from around the world of sports. It's the Steelheads 4 and the Grizzlies 3. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Second intermission here at Maverik Center, and we've got ourselves a pretty good game. Idaho leads 4-3. Steelheads scored 2 goals in each of the first 2 periods. Utah 1 in the first and 2 in the second. Idaho scored the first 2 goals of the game. Jack Becker, 5:36, and scored his second of the year, and this is his 3rd game. Patrick Cudla and Cody Haskinen with the assists. About 5 minutes later, 10:19 in, it was Mark Rassel who was all alone on the right side, and he fired it over Metcalf and in the back of the net for his second of the year. Cudla and Haskinen for the second straight time picked up the assists. Grizzlies got on the board exactly 2 minutes after Rassel made it 2-0, 12:19 in. It was the Rooster, Jordan Martell, on a one-timer from the left circle. A bit of a change-up, didn't get all of it, but just got it past Dylan Wells, who was out of position. Cutler and Gianni Fairbrother with the assists. And that did it for the first period. Idaho outshot Utah 15-9 in the first 20 minutes. Only power play of the game came 5:20 into the second as Willie Needham got called for a hooking minor. And almost halfway through the power play, 59 seconds into the power play, it was Kyle Mayhew who tied the game as he was over on the right side, just skated towards his left. There's quite a bit of traffic out in front. There is a question as to whether it got redirected or not. They said it didn't, and Mayhew got a second of the year. Fairbrother with his second assist of the contest, and Kyle Betts also with an assist. And Utah's 1 for 1 on the power play. Idaho is yet to go on the man advantage. Really a critical sequence in the game. You talk about being tied at 2, but Idaho really responded with 2 goals in 27 seconds to take control of the game. Zane Franklin scored his first of the year with Needham and Haskinen getting the assist. And then 27 seconds later, I thought it was Colton Keller over in the right corner that centered a great pass out in front to Mastro Donato. According to the off-ice officials, it was actually Haskinen, 74, not Keller, 34. That gives Haskinen his 4th assist of the game, which is unbelievable. Even if it would have been Keller, it's still 3 assists, but for that great pass for Haskinen, that would be his 4th assist of the game, and he's had an outstanding night. For Keaton Mastro Donato, he gets his 2nd goal of the season. Looks like he's going to be a pretty good player for Idaho this year. Mastro Donato, 2 shots through 2 periods, and one of them found the back of the net, 15:58 into the second. It was important for the Grizzlies late in the second period to get a goal and get some momentum heading into the locker room and really make it a game into that 3rd period. Josh Wesley with 1:58 left in the second. Got his first of the year with Nathan Burke and Kyle Betts getting the assists. For Betts, it's his second assist of the game. And for Nathan Burke, it's his first assist in a Grizzlies uniform. The multi-award-winning broadcaster Cam McGuire is walking towards the off-ice officials. Maybe I was right after all. Maybe it was Keller that threw that pass because I saw the A on the sweater of the guy that was skating from, to celebrate. The guy that threw the pass looked like Keller to me, but instead, they've got Haskin with the assist as we speak. We'll see if they end up changing it. I'm not sure. But we got ourselves a good game. Idaho 4, Utah 3 here in the first of 14 meetings between the clubs. 7 here at Maverik Center, 7 over at Idaho Central Arena. Tomorrow night's going to be Hispanic Heritage Night. It's going to be the second and final game of this series. Then the Grizzlies will have a week off. The Wichita Thunder will be here for a 3-game set. November 8th, 10th, and 11th. The first game of that series will be a Bud Light College night with discounted student tickets. I think they start at $8. And then the next AFCU Friday will be 2 weeks from now as the Thunder will be in town. Wichita got its first victory of the season. They defeated Cincinnati 5-4, the final in regulation. Jay Dickman ended up getting the game winner 15-16 into the third as he broke the 4-4 tie. Braden Watts and Merrick with the assist. It was a power play goal for Wichita. How about this for the Thunder's power play? They went 3 for 9 on the man advantage, and Cincinnati was 0 for 5. So the Thunder dominated the special teams tonight, and they get a 5-4 victory as Wichita gets their first win of the season. They're now 1-3. Cincinnati falls to 0-2. One other game is in action in the league. Second intermission, Rapid City leads Kansas City 2-1. As both teams scored 1 goal in the second period. Bennett scored for Rapid City, his second of the year, and Borchert, his third goal of the season for Kansas City, as Rapid City had a 2-0 lead, and then Kansas City responded with a goal 11:24 into the second. See Borchert, and as a Utah Jazz fan growing up, they kind of reminded me of Curtis Borchert, the draft pick mistake that the Jazz picked, I think, in 2002. Action that went final. Boy, Toledo opened up a can on Fort Wayne. The final score 9-2. As Toledo led 6-2 after 2 periods. They scored 3 unanswered in the third. Former Grizzly Cameron Wright, who had 29 goals last season, had one of the 2 Fort Wayne goals of the night. But it's Toledo that wins 9-2. Worcester over Norfolk 4-1. We'll see if Keaton Jamison did anything for the Admirals tonight. It looks like he had 2 shots, but otherwise was zeros across the board. Remember, the Admirals will be at Maverik Center in the month of March. Greenville over Savannah, 5-3. Jacksonville is a 4-1 winner over Orlando. And Wheeling defeats Kalamazoo 7-2. Game 1 of the World Series in Arlington. The Arizona Diamondbacks, the National League champs. They lead Texas 5-3. No outs in the top of the 8th inning. Looks like nobody's scored since the 5th. When we last checked that score in the top of the 5th, it was a 5-3 game, and that's where we stand now, as nobody scored in either the 6th or 7th inning, and Arizona up to bat in the top of the 8th. Cattell Marte and Corbin Carroll with 2 RBIs, and Tommy Pham with the home run. So Arizona leads Texas 5-3. And what a story the Diamondbacks were. You talk about a team that was the last team to make it in the National League, and they really put together a great run. They were heavy underdogs against the Brewers in the wild card round, heavy underdogs against the Dodgers in the NLDS, and nobody thought they would beat the Phillies in the NLCS, and there they are, the Arizona Diamondbacks. 22 years after winning the World Series, they are back in the Fall Classic. 6 NHL games tonight. 4 have gone final. Connor Bedard scored 1 goal tonight as the Blackhawks defeat the Golden Knights 4-3. Bedard's goal I don't think was the game winner, but he scored for Chicago. He goes to 3-5 this season. Vegas now 7-0-1. It's going to be a struggle for the San Jose Sharks this year. They lose to Carolina 3-0. San Jose still winless on the season. Devils defeat the Sabres 5-4. Capitals over the Wild 3-2. That game ended in a shootout. 2 games going on right now. First intermission, Canucks lead the Blues 1-0. And late first quarter, Arizona with an offensive onslaught. They lead the Kings 4-1. One NHL one NBA score to follow. Jazz lead the Clippers downtown 63-54. Jazz lost the opener to the Kings on Wednesday night. The Clippers are 1-0 this season. Lauri Markkanen has 15 points on 6 of 10 shooting to lead the Jazz. And for the Clippers, Paul George has 16 points and Kawhi Leonard has 12. Jazz lead at the half 63-54. Now we'll come back and talk some hockey, and we'll have third period action here shortly as once again the score after 2 periods. It's Idaho 4, Utah 3. We'll go over some team stats as well and get you set for the final 20 minutes of regulation. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Radio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 36th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, official signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Barron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Belleville University, official higher education partner; BFL Canada Insurance, and Sutton Special Risk, sponsor of the 2024 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, the official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Fan Saves, the official digital couponing platform, easy for me to say; Flow Sports, the exclusive streaming provider; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; in Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; and by Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2024 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv. Flow Sports and Flow Hockey, pretty much the same thing. Flow Hockey, just the hockey division of Flow Sports. And remember, if you get a subscription to Flow Sports, not only do you catch every Grizzlies game, you can catch every Steelheads game as well. Every game in the ECHL you can find on Flow Sports, flowhockey.tv. And you can also catch Flow Football, Flow Wrestling, all the flows you can catch right here on flowhockey.tv. Second intermission, Idaho leads 4-3. The Steelheads were outstanding protecting leads last year, and that's part of why they won 57 regular season games. Some of the interesting stats through 2 periods. Idaho, in terms of scoring chances, leads Utah 12-9. That's scoring chances. Both teams had 6 scoring chances in the second period. Both teams scored 2 goals in the second frame. Face-offs, Grizzlies have won that battle through 2 periods, 25-19. Not many power play shots because we haven't had many power plays. Only 1 power play shot, and that one found the back of the net off the stick of Kyle Mayhew. A lot of giveaways. Utah 12, Idaho with 10. Grizzlies with 13 hits and Idaho with 15 through 2 periods. Well, it should be a lot of fun here in the third. And remember to get your tickets for tomorrow night's game. It's going to be a Hispanic Heritage Night here at Maverik Center. As we got a good goaltending matchup this evening. Dylan Wells for Idaho and Garrett Metcalf for the Grizzlies. Metcalf last week got a 35-save shutout in his first regular season start. It was his first pro shutout, but it was the second time that Metcalf won the league's Goaltender of the Week award. As I think it was his first month as a professional there, as he was acquired by the Grizzlies from the college ranks in the middle of the 2020-21 season, which really was a crazy year. Only half the teams in the league played. Idaho didn't play that season. And so for Garrett Metcalf, he didn't have to face the Steelheads, but he was named League Goaltender of the Week, I think, from April 19th through the 25th back in 2021. He did have one college shutout at Mercyhurst back in the 2018-2019 season. Idaho leads 4-3. Christian Horn acting as head coach. We certainly are thinking about head coach Ryan Kanasowicz, who's not with the team, as he's back in Canada with a family emergency. And we're certainly thinking of Coach Kanasowicz, the all-time leader in goals, assists, and points in Utah Grizzlies history. Christian Horn's done a good job behind the bench, and he's been helped out by Grizzlies defenseman Corey Thomas, who's wearing a suit and standing behind the Grizzlies defensive unit. And hopefully Corey Thomas will hit the Maverik Center ice as a player here. He's done a good job behind the bench tonight, but Thomas, it brings a physical presence, and we saw it at times, especially in the month of January, where Corey Thomas really made an impact on the game. And he's looked good in practice recently, and I think that once he gets in there, I think he'll do a good job. The one thing the Grizzlies do have is a lot of good defensemen. In fact, Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn have to really make tough decisions game in and game out, because it seems like Grizzlies have a lot more good defensemen than they do roster spots right now, spots in the lineup, that is. Jacob Semick once again a scratch. I think Jordan Stone's actually looked pretty good from what I've seen in practice. I remember he got in the fight and did the spin move on Nick Canati at center ice in the second preseason game, but Stone has really looked good as well. Corey Thomas looked sharp in practice. Grizzlies are rolling 7 defensemen, and even then, you got 3 guys who can really play, who just based on numbers just haven't found their way in the lineup as of yet. Grizzlies with a couple injuries in terms of forwards. Is Dakota Raby out for the 3rd straight game. He's yet to see the ice for the start of the regular season. And Dylan Fitz, for the first time since joining the Grizzlies in March of 2022, is out of the lineup. And Cody Cron, who's probably a couple weeks away from returning or from joining the Grizzlies. Last season he played for Cincinnati and actually played against the Grizzlies late in the regular season here for a 3-game series. And I thought he was one of Cincinnati's better players. So watch out for Cody Cron. He'll be wearing number 28 when he makes his Grizzlies debut, and they were hoping it's soon. Could end up being that Wichita series where he makes his debut, and he can bring a physical presence. I actually saw him earlier today, listed at 6'2" and 200. Looks like he's even a little bit bigger than that. He's going to be a fun player to watch. Both teams are on the ice. The Grizzlies in the white jerseys with black numbers, professional green trim, and Idaho in a black jersey with silver on the shoulders and white numbering. Gianni Fairbrother with 2 assists tonight. He's in the 3rd year of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal. He played for Laval Rocket 2 years ago, and last year missed the entire season due to an injury. And so knocking off a little bit of the rust. Looks like he's a pretty good one, and there's a reason why he's got the show contract. Grizzlies are actually looking at the highlights of the second period. Kyle Mayhew looking up at his goal that he scored. There was some traffic out in front with Burke and Betts, and he beat Dylan Wells stick side. In fact, both the Grizzlies' goals in the second period came stick side on Dylan Wells. Grizzlies will be skating from our right to our left as we see it from high atop section 114. Idaho will be skating from our left to our right. Cody Haskinen's got 4 assists, maybe 3. Depends on if he was the one that fed that pass out in front to Mastro Donato, which was an outstanding feed. Does look like it is Haskinen that gets an assist, but they added an assist to Colton Keller. So Haskinen got an assist. It was Keller that threw that main pass out in front to Mastro Donato, and that one didn't slide on the ice. It looked like that pass was jumping about knee-high, and somehow Mastro Donato was able to put it away on an outstanding play. So Haskinen does get an assist there, but they've added an assist to Colton Keller on that goal that was scored 15:58 into the second. That was Idaho's 4th goal of the night. So Haskinen does have 4 assists, but add an assist to Colton Keller. Utah, Kyle Betts with a 2 assist night. Same with Gianni Fairbrother. As the draw at center ice is won by Idaho, and we've begun play here in the 3rd with Idaho leading 4-3. Pass head to Keller. He couldn't reach it. Grizzlies captain throws it towards Donahue. Right wing pass to Mastro Donato. A.J. White gets it from Mastrodonato as he skates towards the right corner, chips it across, cut off by Wesley, who slides along the far wing boards. Mastrodonato gets around Kyle Betts, left point. Righty shot bounces off the skate of Wesley as White up top for Donahue. Across, looking out in front, shot to score. Steelheads get some insurance as Mastrodonato with a great pass to A.J. White, who finds the back of the net for the first time this season. It's the Steelheads 5 and the Grizzlies 3. Well, Mastrodonato scored a goal on a great pass, and he delivered a great pass himself out in front to A.J. White, who was all alone to Garrett Metcalf's left. Third game of the regular season for the Steelheads, and all three of them have been high scoring. Donahue's going to get the primary assist as he was in the right point, got it to the left circle for Mastrodonato, then across to White for the goal. It's Idaho 5, Utah 3. Do the Grizzlies have a comeback in them? As Cutler throws it to the Idaho blue line, regathered by Heiskanen with 4 assists, ahead to Becker, who skates down the middle. Poke check by Teixeira as the puck flies along the far boards. Becker gets it back over to Cutler. Shot goes wide, as out in front was Zane Franklin trying to redirect it. Martel slides along the boards, goes to the far side. Becker collides with Yoon as Cole Gallant swung and got to neutral ice as he hit it about knee high. Idaho dumps it back in by the stick of Willie Nierum. Teixeira behind his net as he just surveys. Grizzlies spread the ice as Martel skates towards the bench. He comes off. Penner couldn't reach it as Jones throws it to the Utah blue line. And the Grizzlies move it ahead to Brian Yoon. Now Idaho gets it back as Bice skates towards the right circle. Lefty shot saved by Metcalf, and he covers up in front of the crease. Oh, wide open look there as the Grizzlies made a line change. And just as Yoon and another defenseman were coming off, they realized play was still going on, and Idaho was able to get a wide open look from the right side. 5-3 Idaho, 18:36 left in the third. Still had scored 31 seconds into the third period with A.J. White getting his first of the year. Mastrodonato and Donahue with the assists. Idaho wins the draw. Murphy gets held up by Penner. Murphy feeds out in front towards Rassel. He couldn't collect the bouncing puck as left point. Franklin across to Bice, right side. Lefty shot hits the post. Bice gets it back. He tried to get to Cooper Jones. Power took it away. Power slides to neutral ice. Idaho regathers it. Mark Rassel, right side, left wing chip to Murphy. Murphy skates down the middle wearing number 6. He gets cut off by Betts. As Betts gets it from Fairbrother, he skates along the right side. Betts enters the zone. Canadi with a big hit. Betts goes down. Betts gets back to his feet, but Idaho has the puck as Cooper Jones, right side, gets to neutralize, crosses center, and he'll wrap it around the boards. Wesley, left side, battles with Curry, the newest Steelhead. Grizzlies ice the puck, and the whistle blows as action will head back down towards Garrett Metcalf as we get a whistle with 17:43 left in the third. Same teams tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Svanenberg takes the draw against Kyle Betts. Well, Betts been outstanding in the face-off circle all season. Betts wins that one cleanly as Mayhew behind Utah's net. Will skate towards the far corner deep in the Grizzlies zone. Curry challenging. Mayhew gets around Curry and feeds it across to Burke. Burke across center ice, and he'll wobble it in as the puck skips on its side. Sandlin challenged by Register. Register cuts him off. Kohler lifts it out to center. Mayhew gets taken away by Svanenbergs. 2-on-1. Svanenbergs right side, looks to center, kicks off a Metcalf, and glides towards the far corner. Good defensive play as Wesley behind Utah's net will back it off the near glass and goes to neutral ice. Mastrodonato, at least 1 goal and 1 assist tonight over to Register. Matt Register, the former Allen American and Colorado Eagle. He's been in this league many years. As Cody Heiskanen now behind Wells' net as Idaho skating from left to right. Ahead to Becker, who skates towards his left. He gets around Penner. Becker's been outstanding tonight. Skates towards the left circle. Righty shot. Saved by Metcalf. Rebound out in the slot. And it's taken by Dean Yakura. Yakura will tap it off the near boards. Goes to center ice. Messner couldn't reach it. As Becker throws it back to Heiskanen. Grizzlies will make a line change. Penner comes off. As Kudla over to Heiskanen, who glides out to center ice looking for Mastrodonato. And the pass is incomplete. No icing, though, as it looks like Mastrodonato did get a piece of it, albeit a slight one, as Cutler crosses center ice. Brandon Cutler's got a 3-game point-scoring streak to start the season. He lifts it off the right corner. Action deep in the Steelhead zone as Cutler gets held up behind Utah's net. The Steelheads come out with a puck. Idaho lifts it out to center. Mastro Donato chasing after it. Cade Jensen, though. Mastro Donato thinks icing should have been waved off, but icing is called with 16:05 left in the third. Make sure to go to the Grizzlies team store every game night. Well, I saw what the Grizzlies' third jersey is going to look like this season. You can get that at the Grizzlies team store. I need to get a Grizzlies hat. I think I need to go get that. And last year I got one of those jersey hoodies. It was of the Avalanche colors, that the Grizzlies wore at times last year. I got to get one of those jerseys. I'm going to go to the team store tomorrow. Get some good stuff. Go there every game night here at Maverik Center. Idaho wins the draw. They throw it out to center ice. Jensen back in his own end. Diagonal pass to Martell. Connects. Martell just outside the left circle. Looks to center it, but passes wide of Cole Gallant. As Cutler behind the goal line will hit it off the skate of Canadi. As Gallant tries to feed the middle. Idaho picks it off. They throw it to the high slot. Fairbrother keeps down. Take a lefty shot that goes over the crossbar and off the glass. As it misses high. Gallant gets hit by Cooper Jones as Nick Canadi moves out to center ice for Franklin. Good job by Cade Jensen poking it away. Cole Gallant enters the zone from the left wing. Gallant on one knee takes a shot. Saved by Wells. Rebound to Bice. Bice skates down the middle. Right wing chip over to Neerum. Neerum looked to start to Franklin, who swings and misses. Puck goes to the left side. Now back to the right. As in the corner chasing after it is Neerum. He collides with Nathan Burke, number 24. Back to Mayhew. Across to Wesley with the long strides. He carries it out of the zone. Wesley across center. Now he enters the zone, gets around Canadi. Wesley now to the far goal line. Chips out in front to Burke. And it's poked away by Bice. As Canadi gets the puck, he'll wrap it around the near wall. As Franklin tried to clear it out and fanned on it. Mayhew skates towards his right. Now to the right circle. Good poke check by Bice, who clears it back to center. Sandlin down the middle. As he gets pushed by Franklin, Svanenbergs takes the puck. 1-on-2. He skates into the left side, gets around Mayhew. Svanenbergs righty shot, and a save by Metcalf as Svanenbergs tried to go low on the Utah netminder. And Metcalf made a save of 14:33 left in regulation. Grizzlies got to be aggressive offensively, and I think you have to like the offensive zone time the Grizzlies got there over the last few minutes after Idaho made it 5-3. Can the Grizzlies find a way to climb back into this one? Utah 2-0 this young season, sweeping Tulsa in a 2-game set. Idaho split a 2-game series against Allen. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. Back in their own zone as Yoon will tap it off the far glass. Goes back to Idaho. Mark Rassel couldn't get it. Teixeira skates down the middle. He'll take a lefty shot, and it's blocked by Donahue and flies out of play with 14:23 left in the third. Same teams tomorrow night, and then the Grizzlies will have a bye week. For all the latest information on Utah Grizzlies hockey, go to utahgrizzlies.com and follow the Grizz on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm on X at Tyson on Sports. Messner will take the draw near circle against Svanenbergs, who's been active in this third period. Idaho wins the faceoff. Register around his net. Register up ahead to Colton Keller. Back to Rassel, who lifts it out to center ice. Puck, bouncing puck taken by Teixeira. So he'll throw it to Penner. Penner, high slot, righty shot. Glove saved by Wells. 14:10 left in the third as we get yet another whistle. This Grizzlies get some new skaters on the ice. Brandon Cutler along with the Rooster Jordan Martell. Brian Yoon and Keone Teixeira back out there. Cole Gallant's been running with Cutler and Martell here to start the regular season. Draw is going to be in the right circle. Grizz skate from right to left here in the third period. Idaho from left to right. Becker will take the draw for Idaho. The two number 27s will take the face-off, and this time it's won by Utah. As Gallant, far corner, gets double-teamed. Now to Cutler, right circle. Moves up top for Yoon across the Teixeira. He'll take a lefty shot that goes over the crossbar and off the glass as A.J. White, who scored Idaho's fifth goal, slides to Mastro Donato, who has registered points in each of Idaho's last two goals, dumps it in. Yoon over to the far side for Gallant. As he'll chip it in deep. Martell chasing after it. No icing. As Martell over to the far side, looked to center it, but nobody was home as Mastro Donato will move a blue line to blue line pass that Jensen reaches for and gets in the Grizzlies zone. Cade Jensen, the 6'3", 218-pound defenseman. second pro game as they'll feed it to Teixeira near side. Outlets to center ice. Pass bounces off a Burke's stick, but the Grizzlies are whistled offside. 13:26 left in the third. Timeout on the ice. Idaho leads 5-3. This draw is going to be at center ice. And there is a timeout on the Maverik Center ice. This timeout brought to you by Coca-Cola, where real magic is only a sip away. Grizzlies looking for a comeback attempt as Idaho leads 5-3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
It's the Steelheads 5, Grizzlies 3, 13:26 left in the third period. Idaho has outshot Utah 35-23. Idaho wins the draw. Register right side across to Donahue. He'll take a lefty shot. It gets redirected and goes wide. As Idaho right side, Mark Rassel being pushed along the boards by Kyle Betts. Rassel across to Donahue off the boards. Donahue around the wall. Rassel behind the goal line near side. Gets pushed back towards the point by Betts as Rassel drops off from Murphy, who lets it go to the corner. Bison Jensen one-on-one. Murphy joins the play, looks to center it out in front. Shot saved by Metcalf. Rebound goes to Idaho as Murphy throws to Donahue. As Donahue collides with Burke. Fairbrother skates over and takes the puck as he'll throw it from one corner to the other. Sandelin tried to clear it out. Register has a bounce off his skate. Register holds up Sandelin. Fans want to call. Officials will let him play tonight. Jensen lifts it high into the air just under the video board and rolls towards Wells, who has to cover up. Wells couldn't. Now we get some pushing and shoving as Nathan Burke got a little bit too close to Dylan Wells for Matt Register's liking. Sandelin over there holding up Register. Burke over there as well. First time we've seen some extracurriculars, the lame cliche-filled broadcasters would say. Register looks like he had a piece of both Sandelin and Burke there as the puck lifted high into the air, bounced towards or kind of skipped towards Wells. Wells covered up, and Burke got pretty close to Wells, and Register took offense. Register covered up, and then Burke just kind of skating over there. Cooper Jones in the area, and then Jones pushed Burke along the boards near behind Idaho's bench, and then Register took it up with Burke, and Sandelin skated over there as well. It looked like Register had a piece of Burke and Sandelin at the same time. Draws game in the Steelhead zone. 12:33 left in regulation. Grizzlies over the last couple years have been a pretty good come-from-behind team. Grizzlies argue because the faceoff's going to come back to neutral ice. And it doesn't seem like any of the 5 Grizzlies skaters understand why. Draw's going to be just outside the Idaho blue line. Penner will take the faceoff against Becker, and Idaho wins the draw. As Matt Register with the long strides gets to center ice left wing, and he'll wrap it around the wall. Mayhew bounced it off of Franklin. Messner gets the puck, moves ahead to Wesley. He's got long strides himself and good speed. Right wing, Wesley at the point, takes a shot saved by Wells. And Wells covers up. Messner was skating over trying to get the loose puck, but the Idaho netminder covered up with 12:15 left in the third. Boy, good look by Josh Wesley there, and he's been an impressive player. You talk about a guy that's got over 160 games of AHL experience. He's currently on an AHL contract with the Colorado Eagles. And you can easily tell the guy's been well coached. You know, he knows where to be on the ice. Obviously, his dad played in the NHL for 20 years, and he's just a good hockey player. Cutler will take the draw against Ty Pelton Bice to make that Jack Becker. I need to clean my glasses. I can't find any, though. As Idaho wins the draw, they lead 5-3. Niram skates along the left side, throws to Canadi. It glanced off his skate. He gets it back and throws it around the wall. Yoon gets hit by Franklin. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner deep in the Grizzlies zone as Franklin collides. Now Niram skates along the near goal line. Yoon chips it away as it rolls around the net. As Niram now on the far side feeds to the corner. Nobody's there as Cutler skates over there He gets to Yoon. Brian Yoon, the Colorado captain, diagonal pass to Teixeira, who carries it across center ice. Teixeira around the wall as Mastro Donato collides with Martel. Keeping it in as Cutler, he feeds it across. Puck lifts in the air and drops at the near circle where Colton Keller, who picked up an assist on Idaho's fourth goal, moves it ahead, passing complete as it goes back to the Grizzlies. Teixeira near side, near the Utah goal line. Now skates behind Metcalf's net. He stops as the Grizzlies spread the ice to get new forwards out there. 11:20 and counting left in the third. Up ahead to Burke, who taps it at center ice. It flies into the Steelhead zone as Betts behind Idaho's net. Chips across the far goal line, takes a lefty shot that goes wide. As Sandlin throws up top for Jensen. Mastro Donato challenges Jensen, and White takes it away. White around the net, crosses center ice, and wraps it around the wall. As Utah back to the near side, deep in the Grizzlies zone, as Burke lifts it high into the air. Puck wobbles. As again be a delay of game. Yeah, it is. Tough break for the Grizzlies as Burke was along the near boards, lifted it, and it went out of play into the penalty box area. Roger Orm holding the puck right now. Burke was trying to tap it off the glass and get it out to neutral ice. And they say that, it looked like it was going to be delay of game, and they made the motion for delay of game, and now Burke goes to the box as he gave a fan a souvenir as Roger Orm gave it to a fan in the front row of Section 113. And Nathan Burke gets 2 minutes for delay of game. And for the first time tonight, the Steelheads go on the power play. Critical penalty kill for the Grizzlies here halfway through the third. It's Idaho 5 and Utah 3 as Christian Horn talking with some of the Grizzlies defensemen. Penner will take the draw for Utah against Ty Pelton-Bice. And the draw won by Idaho. Mark Rassel, 1 goal tonight. Dances around the left side. Gets it across to Donahue on the right. Now to Register, high slot. He'll bounce it to Murphy along the far boards. Back to Register. Bounced off his ankle. Grizzlies have to be aggressive. Register somehow kept it in. Murphy around the net for Rassel. Now Bice, right side, loses it. Penner clears it out. Penner gets tripped up by Rassel. No call on the plays. It was probably incidental as Rassel wasn't looking at Penner. Penner pleads his case with the referee as he's still out there as Register. Now to neutral ice, moves ahead to Donahue, who drops it off left point as Rassel around the boards. Over to Bice. Bice gets double teamed by Messner and Teixeira. Bice to the right point, gets pushed by Messner. Teixeira took it away. Teixeira gets it back from Penner and clears it out again. Halfway through the third period and 1:08 and counting left in Idaho's first power play of the game. Steelheads lead 5-3. As Idaho makes a line change, Patrick Cudless skates down the middle. Now moves ahead to Keller. He gets a center ice, left wing chip. It's picked off by Yakura, who clears it out to the center red line. Idaho backs it out themselves. The Grizzlies make a full line change. Messner and Yakura off the ice after a good shift as Mastro Donato with great speed skates along the right side over to Keller. Back towards Mastro Donato. The give and go pass was behind him. As behind Utah's net, 2-on-2 battle. As Idaho chips it off of Metcalf. Goes to the near side. Haskinen with 4 assists tonight over to Mastro Donato. Up top for Cudla. Back to Mastro Donato, right side. As he'll skate towards the corner. He'll drop it off for the point. Nobody was there. Cudla skates over there, but couldn't hold the line. As he'll back it out into his own end. 20 seconds left in the power play. White hits it off of Betts, who's played a good two-way game tonight. Mastro Donato battles with Mayhew. He taps it off of White. Mayhew gets it back. He's in his own zone. Across to Wesley, who slices it all the way towards Dylan Wells, who gloves it and drops it immediately so he doesn't get a whistle. Both teams make a change as Nathan Burke is back on the ice. Becker over towards Nearham. Successful penalty kill for the Grizzlies. Franklin throws to the left side. Register swings and misses as Becker took it away from him about the time Register was going to fire a one-timer. Nearham gets pushed by Wesley. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. 8:33 and counting left in the third. Idaho leads 5-3 as Grizz looking to make a comeback. Burke lifts it high into the air. This time it stays in play as Grizz will make a change. Burke chases after it, or Martel does. Burke comes off the ice as Register back deep in the Steelhead zone. 8:17 and counting left in the third. Register starts the attack, skates down the middle. Right wing pass to Becker, veers off to the left. Becker enters the zone. He gets around Cutler. Becker stops near the corner. He gets pushed by Fairbrother and loses the puck as Cutler over to Gallant, who skates around Utah's net. Jensen loses his edge. He gets back to his feet as Gallant taps off the near glass, stays in play as Nearham and Gallant battle as Svanenberg's right side enters the zone. He tried to start to wrestle and it got poked away by Jensen. Martel across center ice. 3-on-3. Martell left circle, backhand. Looked for a backhand shot and bounced off of Heiskanen. As now it goes to center ice. Yoon over to Teixeira. As Teixeira slices to center ice, taken by Cutler, bouncing off the stick of Heiskanen and hits off the near glass near center ice. Svanenbergs over to Arcuri. Now Idaho feeds to Kanadi. Over to Rassel. One-timer goes wide as puck ends up at center ice. Back in the Steelhead zone. Heiskanen chasing after it. And so wrap it around the boards. It goes to the far wing. Kanadi out to center ice. Arcuri left side. Bounces off the Teixeira and it slides towards Metcalf, who covers up. And we get a whistle with 7:04 left in the third. Francisco Arcuri making a Steelheads debut tonight. Earlier today, he was reassigned from the AHL's Texas Stars. Draws in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. Penner will take it against Ty Pelton-Bice. Jared Powers out there. He's making his second appearance this season. As draw one by Utah. As Mayhew and Murphy collide. Both guys hit the ice. No call either way. Wesley will tap it off the far side. Messner gets the bouncing puck 1-on-3, but loses it as Kudla out to Murphy, who wobbles it over to Donahue, gets to center ice. Donahue taps it off the near glass. It stays in play. Wesley deep in the Grizzlies zone, gathers it behind Metcalf's net. Far side, Wesley ahead to Power. Power to the right side, stops the point. He gets pushed by Donahue and loses the puck as Idaho gets it back. Kudla behind his net. Still had skate from left to right here in the third period. Grizz attack from right to left. Right wing pass to Bice. He skates around Betts. It's Bice over to the near goal line, over to Keller. One-timer saved by Metcalf. As Keller took that shot on one knee, and it was a bit of a changeup. Didn't get all of the one-timer, and Metcalf was able to make the save on the crafty shot. Draws in the near circle of the Utah zone. Betts will take it against Jack Becker. As face-off won by Idaho. A.J. White lefty shot goes wide. Sandelin clears it out. Burke chasing after it. So is Register. Register boxes out Burke. Burke behind the Idaho goal line. Lifts it out in front. White gloves it and drops it. As he'll throw it towards the near side. Becker and White collide with two Grizzlies. As Heiskanen slides it to A.J. White slowly. White clears it to center. As Fairbrother skates towards the center ice scores table near side. Now whips it to Jensen, who's on the far side of the Utah goal line. Garrett Metcalf directs traffic as he looks at Jensen. Grizzlies get some new forwards on the ice. 5:44 and counting left in the third as Idaho leads 5-3. Ahead to Sandelin. He taps it in deep as he'll come off the ice for changes. Idaho starts the attack again. Register's played a ton of minutes. Left wing pass to Niram, who gains the line. And he'll roll it along the boards. Niram chases after it along with Franklin and two Grizzlies, Teixeira and Yoon. As Teixeira moves it ahead to Cutler. As Cutler will get to neutral ice, throws it off of Martell. Cutler gets it back and dumps it in as he had crossed center ice. Puck rolls along the far wing boards. Yoon reverses it back the other way. Cut off behind the net by Wells. As Donahue feeds it to center ice for Spanenbergs. He drops it off for Franklin. Near side. Franklin gets the center ice and dumps it in. Bouncing puck as Metcalf rolls it along the near wing boards. As Cutler gets the center ice, he'll roll it towards Wells. Wells stops it in front of the crease and gets it to Donahue. Play continues as Murphy crosses center. Gets to center ice and dumps it in as he gets around Mayhew. As over in the near corner, Murphy pushes Wesley along the boards. Heiskanen, right side, 4 assists tonight. Over to Murphy, who feeds it from one corner to the other. Now it's on the far side as Bice gets hit by Penner. Kind of an awkward-looking hit. Bice gets up slowly. Yakura carries it out to center ice, right wing, and he'll chip it in. Yakura chasing after it. He gets cut off by Kudla as Heiskanen takes the puck. Heiskanen gets around Messner. Mayhew takes it. He'll throw it towards the Steelheads bench. Yakura couldn't get it as it was about chest high. Heiskanen near side out to center ice for Rassel, who dumps it in. Metcalf looks on as puck goes to the far corner, deep in the Grizzlies zone. Jensen trying to get it to Burke, but faked it and then got it to Mayhew, who moves out to center ice. As Betts loses the puck at center ice, taken by Mastro Donato, who loses it. Left point, Betts with a shot redirected. Oh, but Sandal with the backhand shot that goes wide. Grizzlies with a shot, they score! Nathan Burke gets his second of the year, as it's now a 5-4 game. A couple of awkward bounces, and then Burke was over to the right side and bounced it in. Boy, we've got an interesting game as it's now a one-goal contest once again. Nathan Burke high-fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench. What a tough play to describe there. Sandlin was in the area. A lot of interesting action here at Maverik Center. As Sandlin was over there to the right side. Looked like Burke bounced it off a register and into the back of the net. As it's a one-goal game. Mastrodonado right side. Skates around Utah's net. Mastrodonado feeds out in front to White. Good play by Gianni Fairbrother, cutting in front of White. 3:33 and counting left in the third. It's 5-4. Martell across the center ice. He'll wrap it along the wall. As Cutler tries to get it down the middle. Bounced off a register and it goes out of play. 3:23 left in the third. We get a penalty. Who's it going to be on? Is it going to be on Idaho? It's 5-4 Steelheads. There's going to be a penalty. It's going to be interference, and it's going to be on the Steelheads. Grizzlies have a power play as Donahue goes to the box. 3:23 left in the third. Timeout on the ice. Grizzlies are on the power play, and it's a one-goal game. Idaho 5, Utah 4. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
It's 5-4 Idaho as Grizzlies are on the power play. As Donahue got an interference minor. 3:18 left in the third. Idaho gets it and they clear it out. Here early in the power plays. Grizzlies trying to tie it up. Josh Wesley gets it from Metcalf, who's behind the net. Wesley skates around Utah's net. Drops it off for Martell. Martell at the center ice. Right wing gets around Jack Becker. He enters the zone. Martell right side stops in the corner as he's now on the right point. Martell dancing around to take a righty shot. Saved by Wells. Rebound goes to Teixeira. Back to Martell. As Martell up top for Wesley. Across to Cutler. Cutler left circle takes a lefty shot. And it goes wide. Trying to go stick side on Wells. Grizzlies have had success there tonight. Martell up top for Wesley. 2:40 left in the third. Cutler left side. Skates towards the near goal line. Cutler around the net. Tries to get over to Wesley. As Cutler over to the right point. Gets the puck. As Cutler over to Wesley. One-timer. And it goes wide. Patrick Cutler gets it far corner and he clears it out. Both teams make a line change. High drama here at Maverik Center. It's the Steelheads 5 and the Grizzlies 4. As Utah crosses center ice, left wing, Fairbrother wraps it around the boards. He's got 2 assists tonight. Right side, Nathan Burke up top for Mayhew. Right side, he skates towards his left. Now to Fairbrother, left side, over to the near goal line. Try to feed Burke down the middle. Bounces off the Steelhead. Kanadi throws to the far corner. Idaho chases after it. White gets it and he clears it out. 1:50 and counting left in the third. 25 seconds left in Utah's power play. It's the Steelheads 5 and the Grizzlies 4. Utah trying to get the tying goal. Idaho looking for some insurance to put this one on ice. Mayhew left wing enters the zone. Across to Sandlin. Ryan Sandlin around the net. Left point. Mayhew cuts it off. Mayhew over to Sandlin. Sandlin, left side surveys along the near boards. Across to Fairbrother. Fairbrother fires towards the net. I got redirected by Burke and goes wide as Idaho's back at full strength. Metcalf still in there. We'll take a look to make sure he doesn't come off for the extra attacker. Nearham throws to the right side for Burke, who wraps it around the wall. 1:13 and counting left in the third. As Sandlin, left side, as Metcalf comes off. Over to the high slot, swing and a miss. Metcalf, empty net. Zane Franklin fires towards the empty net, and it goes wide. And icing is on the Steelheads. 1 minute, 1 second left in the third period. Utah's net is empty. Idaho leads 5-4. Does Christian Horn think about using his timeout? He gets the clipboard out. Grizzlies slow to make their line change. I think Christian Horn's talking about using that timeout. 6-on-5, Utah's net is empty. Josh Wesley out there on the ice with Teixeira. No timeout used by Korn. Teixeira and Wesley up top. As draw one by Utah. Teixeira left side across to Wesley. Right side fires towards net. It's blocked and goes wide. Blocked shot by Kanadi. As Martel over to Teixeira, across to Wesley, right point. The far righty shot, and it's blocked by Register. Register gets it, moves out to center ice for Kanadi. Kanadi gets held up by Betts. Net has to wrap it around the wall. Utah's net is empty. Right side, Niram gets taken down by Martel. Grizzly tack as Teixeira over to Gallant, taken away by Idaho. As Kanadi crosses center ice, fires towards the empty net, and it hits the post and goes wide. 30 seconds left. 5-4 Steelheads. Teixeira at the Utah goal line. Ahead to Sandelin, who carries it out of the zone. He's at neutral ice. Crossing center. Left wing pass to Cutler. Grizzlies enter. Still throw it off the end wall. 17 seconds left. Over to Mark Rassel, who carries it out of the zone. Rassel ahead. Center ice. Martel gets it. As Mayhew over to Cutler. Back to Mayhew. Cutler tries to throw it ahead. 5 seconds left. Idaho with the puck, and that's going to be a Steelheads victory as they try to get to Murphy. Pass goes wide, and that will do it. Furious rally by the Grizzlies to try to tie it up, but the Steelheads won the first of this two-game set as their record goes to 2-1 as they just held on strong for the victory. Grizzlies didn't have many good looks there in the final minute, and the Grizzlies get their first loss of the regular season. Final score, Idaho 5, Utah 4. Nathan Burke scored 16-11 into the third period to give the Grizzlies a chance there at the end. But the Steelheads held on. Idaho had the shot edge, 37-28. Cody Haskinen led the way with 4 assists. And Idaho got 1 goal and 1 assist from Mastro Donato. And they just hold strong. 5-4 victory, an outstandingly entertaining game. But for the Steelheads, they come out on top in the first of 14 meetings between the clubs this year. Post-game show coming up next. Once again, the final score from Maverik Center. Idaho 5, Utah 4 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
A couple of wild sequences in this game. Idaho scored 2 goals 28 seconds apart, and that was really a big difference in this game as Zane Franklin broke a 2-2 tie, 15:31 into the second, and then 27 seconds later, it was Keaton Mastro Donato who scored his second of the year on a great centering pass from Colton Keller out in front. The other critical sequence, I think, was the Grizzlies power play there with about 2.5 minutes left in regulation, or 3.5 minutes left, as Seamus Donahue got an interference minor, 16:37 in. And the Grizzlies had a power play. They had maybe 1 or 2 good looks on the man advantage, but weren't able to capitalize. And they're in the final minute. You just didn't get them any whistles there that final minute, if any. Idaho just did a good job of keeping things to the perimeter, and the Grizzlies really couldn't get that one good look they needed to try to tie the game. As the fans are filing out of Maverik Center, and it was an entertaining game, and it usually is when the Grizzlies face the Steelheads. Tonight just happened to be Idaho that was 1 ahead of Utah, 5-4 the final score. Grizzlies never had a lead in this game. They had to play catch up from Jump Street, and even though they had a 2-2 tie halfway through the contest, Idaho just found a way to either be tied or be ahead. Just the way it goes. Let's go over the scoring in this game. Jack Becker, 5:36 in, got his second of the year. Patrick Cudla and Cody Haskinen with the assists. About 5 minutes later, 10:19 into the contest, Mark Rassel got his second of the year. Cudla and Haskinen with the assists. Grizzlies got on the board 12:19 into the first as Jordan Martel scored on a one-timer from the left circle. It didn't get much on it, kind of a change-up, but it caught past the goal line. Cutler and Gianni Fairbrother with the assists. Idaho led 2-1 after one period. The Steelheads outshot the Grizzlies 15-9. Kyle Mayhew on the power play. In fact, Utah had 2 power plays tonight. Obviously, there was that one towards the end of regulation with 3.5 minutes left in the third. But in the second period, Utah got on a power play after Willie Nerum got a hooking miner, 5:20 in, and 59 seconds into that power play, it was Kyle Mayhew getting his second of the year with Fairbrother and Kyle Betts getting the assist. It was a power play goal. Utah 1 for 2 on the power play. Idaho was 0 for 1. That critical sequence we talked about where Idaho scored 2 goals in 27 seconds happened with Franklin breaking the 2-2 tie 15-31 into the second with Willie Nerum and Cody Haskinen getting the assist. And then 27 seconds later is when Mastro Donato scored a second of the year, and really a nice-looking play as Colton Keller was over in the far corner, just kind of centered it out in front to Mastro Donato. It didn't slide smoothly, and Mastro Donato really had to make a good play to collect it and put it in the back of the net, and he did. It was important for the Grizzlies to score late in the second period to get back in the game, and Josh Wesley scored from the left wing, his first as a Grizzly, with Nathan Burke and Kyle Betts getting the assist, and I thought Betts and Burke were outstanding tonight. That made it a 5-4 game, or made it a, they tell you not to do math on the air, 4-3 game, Idaho. That's where it stood after 2 periods. In the second period, a lot of shots both sides, Idaho with 15 and Utah with 13. Not that many shots in the third on either team. Well, you talk about a dagger. Really, the goal that turned out to be the game winner was A.J. White, 31 seconds into the third period. The play started in the right point with Donahue, who fed it across to the left circle for Mastro Donato, and A.J. White was out to the right side, near side goal line, and, White got the pass and put it away, and that made it a 5-3 game. Grizzlies got back in it as Nathan Burke scored 16-11 into the third. Well, it was kind of a scramble play, a lot of passes, and then Burke was over to the right side. Looked like he bounced it off a register, and it angled past the goal line from there. Ryan Sandelin and Kyle Betts with the assist. Betts had 3 assists on the night. Ryan Sandelin with his second assist of the year, and for Nathan Burke, his second goal. Burke was outstanding tonight. He had 1 goal and 1 assist and had 5 shots. The 5 shots led the Grizzlies. Utah had that power play. You talk about, scoring 16-11, and then 26 seconds later, Seamus Donahue got an interference minor, and the Grizzlies all of a sudden had a power play with a chance to tie the game. But Utah didn't really get many chances there. I mean, they only had 1 shot officially on that power play. And then with 1:01 left, there was a whistle, and there was a thought maybe the Grizzlies would use a timeout. They certainly took a little bit of time, getting things set up, which defenseman they wanted out there. And Christian Horn wanted Josh Wesley out there, made sure I think Wesley, had spent some time out there before. So I think he wanted to kind of play it slow a little bit. If I recall, I don't think we saw a whistle in the final 1:01. I think that you're probably thinking about, if you're thinking about when to use that timeout, do you find a whistle with like 30 seconds left and then you call the timeout? It's hard to say, but we didn't really get a whistle. Play just continued to go. And, Idaho did a good job of keeping things on the perimeter. They just, as usually what a good team does. You don't see many teams coming back from 2-goal deficits. And, that's why you always see, no matter how good the team is, they always seem to do a good job protecting leads after 2 periods, especially 2-goal leads in the third. Grizzlies just looking for that one good opportunity, and they just didn't get it there in that final minute. And Idaho held on for a 5-4 win. So Grizzlies fall to 2-1 on the season. They pick up their first loss. For the Steelheads, they go to 2-1 after splitting a 2-game set last weekend against Allen, as both teams are now 2-1 on the young season. In terms of shots, we mentioned Nathan Burke led the way with 5. Josh Wesley had 4. Both Burke and Wesley found the back of the net. Jordan Martell, Tyler Penner, and Brandon Cutler each had 3 shots. Martell with 1 goal. 2 shots each for Jared Power and Keone Techshare, and a few others with 1 shot on goal. The Grizzlies ended up with 28 on the night. Idaho had 37 shots. They were led by, or really was a balanced attack by Idaho. 4 shots each for Nick Canati, Jack Becker, Willie Nerum, and Zane Franklin. Franklin and Becker each found the back of the net. A.J. White and Mark Rassel each had 3 shots, and both guys found the back of the net once. and a few others with 2 shots as well. That's what makes the Steelheads tough, is they're a pretty balanced attack, and they really get a lot of contributions from all 3 forward lines and even some of their extra forwards. The forward line I was really watching out for, and the one that I was a little bit concerned about going into the game, was the Willie Nerum, Jack Becker, and Zane Franklin line. And whether it showed up statistically or not, felt like they made a big impact on the game, as Becker, Nerum, and Franklin were each a +2. Patrick Kudla had 2 assists and was a +4 for Idaho, and Cody Haskinen 4 assists and was a +4. So a very balanced attack by Idaho, and that's really how they do it. They get it done by the consistent attack. And Dylan Wells was just good enough, stopping 24 of 28 to earn his second victory of the season. Garrett Metcalf stopped 32 of 37 as his record falls to 1-1. Some action around the league. Kansas City was down 2-1 after 2 periods. They scored 2 unanswered, and they defeated Rapid City in a comeback win. 3-2, the final score there. Wichita gets their first win of the season. They defeat Cincinnati 5-4. That final, if I was a little bit confused, Kansas City defeats Rapid City 3-2. Toledo opens up a can on Fort Wayne 9-2, the final there. Worcester over Norfolk 4-1. Greenville defeats Savannah 5-3. Jacksonville over Orlando 4-1, and Wheeling over Kalamazoo by a 7-2 score. In game 1 of the World Series, it's currently in the top of the 10th inning. Looks like Texas scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that game is now on the top of the 10th. And luckily in the World Series, they don't have that runner at second base to start the inning. Well, I might have to go downstairs and watch the end of that one. Tied at 5, game 1 of the World Series, Diamondbacks and Rangers. As Corey Seager hit a big home run, his 4th of the postseason. Was that in the 9th inning? I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and check, but that's in the top of the 10th, game 1 of the World Series, Diamondbacks and Rangers tied at 5. Halfway through the 4th quarter at Delta Center, and the Jazz and Clippers are tied at 101. Tomorrow night here at Maverik Center, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's Hispanic Heritage Night, and the Grizzlies will take on the Steelheads for the 2nd straight evening. We'll see what happens. The Grizzlies put together a good rally to try to climb back in this one. There's just a couple game-changing plays, and unfortunately from the Grizzlies' perspective, they ended up going Idaho's way. We'll see what happens here tomorrow night, as it should be a lot of fun. If it's anything like tonight's game, we're going to be in for a treat. Gear tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. We want to see a good crowd here at Maverik Center for the 2nd and final game of the series. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center, as once again, the final score, Idaho 5 and Utah 4 in 2 hours and 19 minutes, thank the good Lord, and in front of a crowd of 4,016. 4:016. The Idaho Steelheads got 4 assists from Cody Haskinen and goals from Keaton Mastrodonato and A.J. White, as well as Jack Becker, Zane Franklin, and Mark Rassel as they defeat the Grizzlies 5-4. Grizzlies got goals from Nathan Burke, who had 1 goal and 1 assist, Kyle Mayhew, and Josh Wesley and Jordan Martell each found the back of the net as well. Good game for Nathan Burke, who had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Kyle Betts, who had 3 assists and won a lot of faceoffs and played a good 2-way game. Idaho 5, Utah 4. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 faceoff. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Radio Network.